Welcome everyone to another episode of Dungeons and Dungeons. I am your host, RadAustin27.
Oh no, I'm not happy.
Oh wait! It's me, Dio!
Striking resemblance.
Alright, but as you can see tonight, we are running a one-shot in a totally different universe with a totally different storyline, so everything you know up until this point is a complete lie. Throw it out the window. Alright. But, I will start with a blurb. Welcome to the world of Ridgecrest. The world of Ridgecrest in the era as you know it is a realm that is dominated entirely. What do you want?
Okay.
Okay.
I need my tablet, please.
You need your tablet, which
also,
is in the bag.
Ryan said you need to...
15 minutes ago!
I realized it like as soon as you started talking. I'm sorry. Also, Ryan said
What?
you need to adjust your camera.
No.
I need to adjust my camera.
Oh, we're about to see that.
That was
I'm pretty
actually
sure.
a little bit relevant.
In
You
what
just see
way?
your mouth.
But that was such a
There
good
you
intro,
go.
dude.
It was so good, I didn't want to have to
It
tell
was
you.
good. It was good. I let you finish.
You're doing great.
I've only got 3 minutes left, so you better.
The world of Ridgecrest, in the era as you know it, is a realm that has been dominated by a group of people known as the Elders. Now, the Elders, everybody knows about because of the destruction that they leave in their wake. They're a group of hyper-powerful mages that they are like nigh unto God's level of power. Justin's gone again.
No, keep going.
Everyone's everyday life is somewhat affected by these elders because at any moment there could just be a catastrophic event that just uproots everyone's lives and just leaves everybody in a wake of despair. So we take our adventure and we begin in that time frame. You are all in a village called Malwedge. Some of you have been here for a little while. Some of you are just getting into town now. But one thing is happening. And I want to wait for Justin because he is...
I heard his phone turn on, so he's making a call, apparently. Just make some important emails. Give me a moment!
As you guys are all where you are in the village, the earth beneath your feet suddenly starts shaking violently.
Shit. Oh, no.
Everything starts rattling and rumbling. You see some of the buildings around you begin to shake, and the thatching on the roof begin to kind of furl and feather down. You hear a half-orc man
Who could that be?
from the red building in the center of town call out to everyone. And what does he say?
What does he say?
I sent you a thing.
Come on! I'm kidding. I read it, but my thing is dying and doesn't
That's
want
okay.
to work. That's alright. I'll use my phone. It's fine.
What he says.
What he says.
Wow, that's a really weird way, weird thing to say.
From the outskirts of the town, I'm like,
The fuck is that?
what's a phone?
You guys all see the integrity of a lot of the buildings in this village it's beginning to fade rapidly, and you see the citizens, though there aren't very many of them, it's about like 30-40 people in this area, a lot of them are starting to get panicked. And the half-orc man seems to be gesturing for people to come into the building. What are you guys going to do?
Exactly what I'm doing.
I'll slowly start walking toward the building, even though everything's going crazy. I want to make sure nothing's going to be falling on me during this earthquake.
A nice casual pace.
Yeah, and I'm also surveying the area, making sure nothing... As much as an earthquake's coming, I'm making sure no monsters are coming or anything.
Would you like to describe who you are and what you look like?
Sure, I can do that. So... I'm pretty sure I'm on the outskirts of the... Like, not far out, but just, like, patrolling outside. I have this bronze sand-colored plate mail. I am a gold dragonborn.
He's like so much.
And right now, because of the shaking, I have taken out my glaive and I'm holding it with 2 hands, slowly walking into the town, looking back and forth.
A small child looks up at you and says, Mommy? Who's that?
I ignore his fear. Could I make a look around to see if there's anything flying towards us or if
Give
anything?
me a perception check.
All right.
Oh yeah.
First roll of the night.
That's
Your voice sounds so weird.
that's fine.
Not at all like I expected.
I gotta find my modifier for perception.
Finding.
What is that under?
Skills.
Skills?
It's
Wisdom.
alphabetized.
It's a wisdom thing.
Perception? 19.
19. All right.
Easy.
So easy. You've been here for a few weeks and you're pretty familiar with all of the faces. Obviously, there is an earthquake happening.
Yeah.
You're
Seems
thinking,
right.
maybe these people should probably get to shelter, and these thatched buildings are not going to do. You see the big red brick building, which you know to belong to the Glassblowers Guild, and you know is also the home of the Way of the Long Death, which is a monastic group that exists there. That's probably the most stable building in the vicinity, and you also notice that there are two people that you do not recognize, who are just now also coming in through the outskirts of the town. One of them has a long katana and somewhat flowing robes. He has a breastplate that is gleaming, and he also has a headpiece that kind of forms like a crown, but it's more of a helmet than a crown.
Okay.
And you see another one who is much, much shorter than that. John, would you describe what your character looks like? Go ahed and make it up. I didn't write it down.
Go ahead and make it up. Let's see. Mavrakis is wearing sort of a knapsack. He's been on a journey, and he's prepared to travel in camp. He's wearing a long overcoat with various supplies tied around his belt, little satchels and things like that.
So you see those two people coming through. They seem to have a more calm demeanor amongst them compared to everyone else who is panicking because there's an earthquake.
Yeah. Could I try and direct people toward the safer buildings? Try and do that, keeping an eye on them. And once I'm happy with people going, the names and the familiar faces, then I'm gonna go check on what they're about.
Absolutely. How are you going to do that?
Probably try charisma check. Just going
So
up
are
to
you going
them.
to try and persuade them or intimidate?
I'm gonna persuade at first.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna try and do.
Okay, while this is happening, go ahead and roll that. Our half-orc friend,
Hey.
could you describe yourself and explain the situation and what you're doing right now?
Yeah, totally. So I'm just a relatively tall half-orc, around like 6'2" or so. Pretty well built, sturdy fellow there. Like a slate gray color to the skin. It's not as green as normal orcish skin color goes.
Not your average orc.
Not your average orc here. Long flowing black robes with all sorts of ornaments adorning. So like lots of earrings, necklaces, bangles, and a nice ring. It's all made of glass.
Very
and
pretty.
very shades of blue. Which is kind of striking. Even at a distance, you can sort of see that sort of gleam off of all the different.
With the earth shaking, it almost, since his footing is like consistently shifting, you can see the beams of light that are hitting all the glass are like reflecting. He almost looks like a disco ball. It's pretty cool. Can you give me a stealth check?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Sure.
What did you roll?
I got a
on
14
that?
on my persuasion
14?
check
Okay,
right now.
on your persuasion check to get these panicked citizens, you managed to corral most of the people.
Alright.
They're not trying to fight you. They're like, I don't know what to do. Oh, here's someone who's telling me what to do. I'll do that.
Yeah.
You managed to gather
Bless you.
about
Strange orc
32 folks and help usher them in.
that's
what
great.
What are you saying to them?
I'm saying, come on in. We've got food and water, lots of stuff ready for everybody. We can keep you safe for now.
Excellent. So, as you're all moving into the brick red building, what did you roll on that?
A 4.
A 4. You see.
Stealthy as me.
What are your passive perceptions?
16,
all of
I
you.
think.
Everybody?
Yeah.
That's probably really bad.
11.
Oh, I forgot to mention. As you've been
16.
here for a few weeks, so it's
Yeah.
a site that you're used to.
Yeah.
But as you are walking into this building, you notice, aside from the half-orc and the many monks that are here, there is one that stands out very, very much like a sore thumb. There's a giant, not giant, but a very tall tin man. he is made of metal, and he's acting the part. He is amongst these people and helping to guide everyone in. Ryan, could you describe your character for us?
Oh boy.
Yeah, sure.
Tin Man.
So, this character is probably 6 foot or so, maybe 5'11". Completely metal from head to toe, and what might have looked like armor and a helmet actually is his face, and his body just is completely metal with these intricate designs in it, and maybe a couple swirls, but there's etching throughout the entire metal of his body, just completely covered.
He's pretty metal, if you would go so far.
Yep.
So you guys are all gathering the citizens together, and as this is happening, you hear a loud crash, like glass shattering, and you see somebody flop through the window.
Oh shit!
What you do?
Wait, through the window of the...
Through the side of the window that's on the side of the building, on my left, your right.
Yeah, I'm way away. So.
I'll rush over and I'll just inquire.
Uh,
are you all right?
You see a... Emily, could you describe your character?
So, I'm a little rusty. I don't remember because I used him a little while ago. But that's fine. I'm gonna make it up. So Lars is 5'8". Looks like a human from what you can tell. And he has flowing blonde hair, blue eyes, probably slightly dreamy.
Only slightly though, on a scale of 1 to 10 on the dreamy scale, he's probably a 6.5, maybe 7.
So he's not Disney.
7's pushing it even.
7's pushing it.
Seven's
not
pushing
very
it.
attractive.
So
Rolled a 1.
Roll for attractiveness.
Roll for attractiveness.
yeah, and I don't know. He's got a staff or a lance,
A lance.
and he, just kind of appeared out of nowhere. Just
Lumbering through the window, trying to fit your lance and jump through in a stealthy way at the same time. You just kind of the tip of the lance cracked the glass on top. The window was open slightly, and it hit the top half, and the glass just shattered. And you hit your back on the way down and just kind of flopped into the building.
perfect.
Just
Lovely.
in a heaping mess of person. You see this person here.
You all right?
I think so. Check my hand, see if I got any cuts from broken glass.
It looks like you have some minor scratches, but nothing too serious.
Think you'll be all right.
Yeah, looks like it.
All right. So as this all is happening, you all see the two people that you noticed at the outskirts of the town. They're beginning to walk into the building, and for all the people who are there, you hear this person with the katana, and he has this air about him, this commanding air, and he says loud enough for all of you to hear, "Who wants to become a legend?" And he looks around the room.
Am I with? Are we all now
You're
in here?
within earshot. If you're consistently making your way downtown, you're about there.
He's
You're
outside.
probably just outside. You're hearing, looking in. This is weird.
He's
Yeah.
outside the guild.
He's out. He's just on the in the threshold. He's making his way inside. He shouts this, and all of the citizens who are making their way downstairs to where the safest area would be, just kind of look around, and they turn and look at him, and they're like, "That's weird," and they keep going because the ground is still shaking. It's not as bad as it was. It's subsiding a little bit, but this guy shouts this in the middle of the thing.
I'm not liking that one bit.
What do you mean? You a fool? Get inside.
Fame and glory and fortune and power, all of this. He's saying this as he's walking in and kind of guiding everyone else in who's straggling behind. He's got these very long flowing movements. He's got a very authoritative air around him.
All right. Well, I got those 32 you said. So there's probably about 8 or so lingering still
Yep,
around.
there are a
So I'm
couple
still doing
stragglers.
that. Hearing that, I'm not happy. But for the stragglers, I'm gonna try and intimidate them. Come on now, get in.
Roll.
Enough time for this crap. Oof.
Can I get a read on this guy?
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
gonna say 14, but don't hold me.
Woof. Oh man, that's pretty. It's an 8, but I rolled like crap.
It is a 14.
It's okay. Little Timmy was scared anyway. So he's like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am pretty tall, being a dragon.
He's pretty tough
Hulking.
looking. So little Timmy
Yeah.
scurries his way into
Alright,
and
get him.
down into the basement.
Alright.
And now it's just all of you. Maracus, you're there as well as this tall man walks in. There's a halfling with him. He's a cool looking halfling. See, he's got like
Take that
all
shit off.
stuff in his hair. He's got like bone necklace and all that. It's pretty cool.
Like one of the Flintstones?
Yeah,
Like
kind
Bam
of.
Bam?
Definitely like
Like-
Bam Bam. Bam Bam vibes.
Right?
going
Like
hard.
the-
I was definitely seeing something very
Wasn't
different.
it like-
That was
pointy
not
hair,
Definitely
like,
Bam
standing
Bam.
straight up and like the Bam Bam.
Thinking that
necklace.
bad John Travolta movie. What was the sci-fi one where all the space guys have these like long dreads and
Battlefield
everything?
Earth.
That's it. That's what I was seeing.
I forgot.
I was seeing Battlefield
That's
Earth.
good.
Battlefield Earth. What?
Don't worry about it.
So all of you guys have now gathered together, and you see this man. He goes to introduce himself, and he says, "My name is Yura. I've traveled a long way to get to where I am right now, and I'm on the cusp of finding something great. And as you all no doubt can see, there is a great cacophony of destruction happening in our era. Wow, look at that. Very nice. The hospitality is excellent.
Street
So
magic
good.
with
But yeah, in this era that we live, there's constant destruction.
You can
All
eat
of
whatever
these
you want.
innocent people are suffering, and we just don't have any control. But I've discovered a way that we might be able to change things.
still skeptical.
What did you roll on insight?
14.
14. You can tell that this man he believes in what he's saying. He's not trying to pull one over on you. He believes in what he's saying. I've discovered 2 legendary artifacts. I've heard rumors and grumblings about them, and I just recently stumbled across the articles written by the sages from long ago that confirmed that these 2 artifacts, known as the Staff of Abstract and the Pearl of Esprit, each coming from separate dimensions, contain the power that we would need in order to overthrow the Elders.
I walk over. You do know there's an earthquake going on right now.
It seemed as opportune a time as any. You can fully witness now the destruction that they leave in their wake. Don't you want to do anything to change that?
I've met a lot of people like you. But I'm not one to pass up omens either.
What say you?
Is the leader of the guild around?
He's probably in the basement, helping to corral people and get everyone food and water.
I think we should go.
Enthusiastic, I love it. What's your name?
Lars.
Lars. That's a powerful name. I like you, Lars. We'll make great things happen together.
What say you, A16?
I guess.
I'll take it. You look pretty strong there, Tin Man. I would love to have you join me.
If he's in, I'm in.
All right. That's so many.
What do you say, little one?
I'm heading this way anyway. Ura, why haven't you told me about this?
I wanted to wait until we had a crowd, you know. The moment just wasn't right.
We've been walking together for weeks.
You never asked.
Showman, huh? Let me make sure all the affairs are in order for this town so we're not leaving them vulnerable.
We'll make sure of that.
As you guys are doing this, the quake has kind of subsided a little bit, but in a sudden moment, it just explodes. It goes from like a 1 to like a 19, and you feel
On the Richter scale?
on the Richter scale.
Beyond the scale!
I don't know. It's a really, really big shake, and all of a sudden, you feel
I think the goddamn earth just moved.
you feel the whole building shift. It goes from being completely horizontal to being completely diagonal.
Oh.
Oh, good. It did shift. Definitely shifted.
That's probably a 19.
And Yura turns around and runs outside, and he says,
Which
"Oh
way?
my god!" He comes out,
Or is it
goes to
like-
the right of the building and behind this area.
Okay.
If you could just erase that back half,
It's gone now.
it's gone,
Okay.
and in its place there is a giant mountain range, just big
Oh.
stone, just jagged stone formations across the whole thing, leading off as far as you can see. And Yura's just standing there, mouth agape. That narrowly missed the building, by maybe 15 feet. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. We need to do something.
You're not wrong.
You got a point.
With able-bodied people like you, and a courageous leader like myself, we could make incredible things happen. We could change the fate of the world.
You remind me of someone I used to like. You don't. I'll be back. I'm gonna go talk to the other hunters and make sure everything's in order. I put my glaive back in its little holster that I have.
So
the
for
self-made
this
one.
particular mission, there have only been 2 or 3 hunters dispatched.
Yeah.
You guys probably have a little campsite set up just barely on the outskirts of town. It'll take you 5 minutes to get there.
All right, I'll head over there.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Let me talk to the guild master. Make sure it's all right.
I was going to go ask permission. Okay. You guys. The rest of you, I suppose we'll wait just on the gate of town, and I'll explain everything once we're all back together. Okay. So we don't need to roleplay this because you guys all go to your corresponding groups. You talk with your guild master and you explain to him the situation and the chance that you have before you. And as the guild master is looking at, he stops for a minute and ponders. He says, "Well, Karg, I know you're able-bodied, but something like this might be too great a task to take. But if this is what you're set on, I know you're capable of doing great things. So I'll give you my blessing. You can do as you please. Namaste." You go to your group of hunters, and since there are 2 other hunters here, and it's just an old pack that you're worried about, they're like, "Sure, man, go do whatever you need to do."
All right. I have one just visceral. It might not fit, so let me know if it does. But I have this idea that I go up to the group and one of them's sleeping in their little hut, and I just come up and hey, I'm just throwing sand and shit on him. He's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Wait, come on. I'm going for a little bit." I'll be back in a few weeks, and it's
Fine, whatever. All right, just
all
go.
right. And just take some of the water, and throw it on his face as I leave.
So, you guys all gather on the outskirts of the town near the gate, and hopefully I didn't knock that too far.
You're good.
You guys all gather together, and Yura explains to you, what we need to do is we need to go into the Glassland Desert. The artifacts we seek are in the dunes somewhere in the desert. Now, Lars here, I understand that you have quite a unique capability. You're able to detect planar disturbances, right? We can use you as a guide. And besides, I bet you're fairly familiar with the area.
How would you know that? We just met.
Maybe I just have an intuition about these things.
I don't like him. I'm saying this openly in front of him.
I feel like we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm sure
Just-
once we're traveling together, you guys are going to be totally okay with this. So,
Just
as
just
a-
looking for my daggers and
a
stuff,
Horizon
making sure everything's
Ranger,
on me.
You do have the ability to detect the nearest portal up to a mile away. But as
I know,
you,
but where's it under?
can you guys give me a history check?
Me too.
Everybody roll D20 and
And
add
also,
your history
check to make
modifier.
sure no one's
What was
taking
that?
anything off
Natural
me.
1.
Man, you haven't been there in a long time. Maybe the desert's
Oh,
changed.
jeez.
You've been chilling.
Should I
in
even
this
roll?
town. How long? 5.
Hey, man.
I'm getting new dice.
You rolled a 5
You
as
tried
well?
to
roll bad.
Okay.
I rolled an 18.
Are
Okay.
you adding your
That's
modifiers
without
and
my
everything too?
modifier.
That's
Is there a
fitting.
history modifier?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I rolled a 6.
There you go.
Alright. So, you guys are like, alright, we're heading into the desert. Lars, in your head, you're like, the desert's really big. The desert's really big. The Glassland Desert is where a lot of the commerce from for this town comes from. They take sand from the desert and they melt it down, make glass and beautiful things. You would know that. But the Glassland Desert is thousands of miles in an expanse. It's very, very large.
I can only detect it once per short rest. I'm not sure if that changes things, but I wanted to let you know.
So we will take plenty of short rests.
Yeah. We're about to embark on a desert safari, if you will. So, do you guys need to
This
make any
guy.
preparations before you go?
Yeah, did anybody take any shit off me? Can I check to make sure all my stuff is still on me?
You don't have to roll for that. Just check your stuff. Ain't nothing missing, bud.
Everything seems right. I don't know. I'm just making sure. Not very trusting.
You know,
Clearly.
Tin Man over there. I don't know what's going on with. I've seen him, but not
does
many
like a little
interactions.
Yeah, we're buds.
Earbuds. Well, I do like you.
buds.
You remind me of someone back in the day. He was a really
Oh.
cool individual. I liked him a lot. Do you
I'm
like
not
curry?
made of tin.
Have you had curry?
What's...
We'll have curry at some point.
there you go. Okay. So is everybody all set?
I've been traveling for weeks. I need to gather some basic provisions if we're going into the desert.
Go right ahead. Everybody's still in the shelter.
Mhm.
Some people are beginning to peek their heads out of the door and like looking, and there were people's houses behind because the red house is in the center of town. That half of the town is just gone. So you see people begin to emerge and then turn and look, and some of them tears begin to well up in their eyes. Some of them just are speechless. They have to restart from nothing. But that's what's happening. You guys know that there's a general store around. It's not like a fancy like blacksmith or anything. It's just like basic provisions, rations, things like that. So do you, let's not roleplay this.
Yeah.
This is boring because you guys got some money on you perhaps, and we'll trade you for some rations.
Yeah.
What's the price of a single day's ration?
Great
Your
question.
gold should be somewhere around here.
I would say
right
it's
towards the
probably
top. Try
about
and
5 gold.
when I was reviewing.
5 gold for a ration for a day.
do quick
That seems like
It
a
says
lot.
here
That
on
does-
my thing.
That seems like a lot.
That's what D&D said, bro.
25.
D&D's
Here we go.
lying to you.
Maybe it's... Oh, sorry. It's,
Pieces, I think. Yeah, you're welcome.
5.
Fuck.
it's
This
not
says
5.
Says
4.5.
rations
It's
for
half.
1 day is 5
It's-
gold.
it's half.
My carrying capacity already.
Well, an
You
average,
can always
It's
drop
half a
it.
gold.
a very nice ration costs half a gold. But we'll say for the rations that they have in the store are like those anchovy things that you have to pull back. It's like cano fish on the front,
Mhm.
and it's not very nice, but it's doable. They're like 2 silver, maybe. And also the store's empty right now.
There's no one in there?
Take provisions and go.
I walk in with you. I'm like, this is a store. I don't know where the owner is right now.
There's a jar on the counter.
You can leave it in the jar.
Euro walks up, throws 6 gold in, grabs 3, starts heading out.
Okay. It's expensive out here in the desert, my
Silver.
man.
6 silver.
Okay, I was like,
Excuse
Yeah, it's still the
jeez.
desert. It's tough to get
Loaded.
stuff out here.
Imported.
I'm gonna go outside.
We need at least like 14 horses just to bring
me.
the
10
crap
man
over
goes
here.
outside, he don't need no food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems about right.
Alright, so you guys go ahead and make the transaction with yourself.
Yep.
Do whatever you gotta do. You're just getting rations here for your journey.
And then you can just
What were you saying,
minus
Finn?
a couple silver.
Go ahead and make the transaction yourself. Grab as many rations as you care to buy. And then you all begin to head eastward into the Glassland Desert.
Awesome. In we go.
We're gonna go into overland travel mode now.
All right.
As you guys are traveling,
Yeah.
in the beginning it's not so hard because you're still on the cusp of the desert where things are a little bit less sandy and duney, and you're not under the hateful sun yet. But you notice that the further you get in, the harder it is to take each step. You know, like the sand gives way beneath you, and it's just like that little extra bit harder. You're traveling. Who's heading up this travel?
Lars, was it? You know
Yeah.
where you're going, right?
Somewhat.
You're familiar with the area. Your career has made you travel far and wide to grab all kinds of things to bring back. So you've been through here a time or two.
Oh, alright.
So go ahead and roll me a survival check using your favored terrain. So I think your proficiency is doubled.
Yeah. I've been out here a while, but I haven't been this deep into the glasslands.
Wait, so my...
So it's survival,
safe
but
for
you
a
double
while.
it because it's your favorite terrain.
Hey, I gotta show
Okay.
you. Just curious about something here.
How many?
I reach into my pocket.
Survival check?
Yep.
I take out a bunch of these stones.
so
I just hold them out and I look at you.
I rolled a 5 plus
supposed to
my
know that?
modifier, and
Oh
then
no,
double that.
that's good. That's good.
So
No. Your
Don't worry,
modifier
just making
is
sure you're
double.
not-
Add that to your roll.
Okay, so that gives me a 15 then.
That gives you. 15.
You know.
Alright. So the first few days of travel go by with relative ease. It is very hot, as you notice traveling during the day. After the first day, Lars suggests to you guys that you travel at night,
Okay.
so that you're not scorching yourselves underneath the sun. For some of you with like metal armor, that would
Yep.
be really bad. You'd be
Well,
like,
I'm literally taking it off and dragging it behind me at
sap
times.
behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm used to doing this. You see me just all dragonborn with just this really tight underwear as I'm hulking all my supplies behind me. I also have-
Just roll straight D20 for me.
Yeah.
I'm just at the wrong
3.
height for this.
He doesn't look good. You can see like his
much.
legs
I'm
are
beat
his legs are a little bit flabby, and it kind of like pushes together. You can see he's chafing a little bit. It's pretty uncomfortable to watch.
Stuff. What are you gonna do? But also, I'm gonna go up to the little one, the halfling, and I'm just gonna pull out a whole bunch of rocks on my side and be like, "What does this look like to you?"
Rocks.
All right, very good, very good. Just making sure.
You alright?
Yeah, well, it's just.
He's good too.
Well, no, appearances can be
Go around
deceiving. No, they look like precious gemstones, but they're not. Just a way for me to see if you're a dragon in disguise. I'm just keeping it up. That's all.
All right, so you guys have made about 3 days travel. You've been consuming 1 ration per day, so make sure you keep track of that.
Yep.
I'm sorry, how many?
1 ration per day.
No, but how many days have we been traveling?
3.
Okay.
3 days.
What are you guys doing about water?
We're
Drinking it?
Get out of mine.
You guys had your water skins filled at the beginning of this journey, so
We did.
you notice that as the days go by, your water patches are beginning to get lighter as the 3rd day of travel goes by.
They are.
That is a situation that is going to have to be dealt with soon.
It is.
Can any of you make water? Any of you the patron
Why?
saint of water?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got a staff. You look like the water type to me.
You look over, he looks like a Squirtle.
I don't remember that. Sunglasses.
While
What am I looking?
while that's happening, I go over to Tin Man and I take out stones as I'm
It's under
once
your
again
spells. I believe you have
throughout
destroy weapon.
the days. I'm slowly getting people isolated to take out what looks like precious gemstones. I look at their pupils and try and see the signs of dragon greed.
Okay, who are you going to next? Give me.
I'm doing Tin Man right now
Okay.
because I've already hit these two.
Okay. So, go ahead, Tin Man.
Does that look like anything to you?
Rocks.
Good, yeah, me too. Me too. Good to know. Good to know.
Oh my god.
Appearances can be deceiving, and so can rocks. Am I right? I just walk away from them. Not interested in the conversation.
Yep.
So it is. You notice on the third day, as dawn begins to break and the sun begins to come up, you guys. What are you doing to set up camp for the day so that you have time to rest?
Sandcastle.
Sandcastle. Let's try it.
I'm pretty sure. Do I have?
I'm just gonna sit down on the ground.
I've just been digging down the sand a little and pulling my cloak over me.
There you go. That's,
Oh yeah, actually that's something I would be doing because I have that like it blends in. I have this little think of ghillie suit, but like mesh, not like a suit, but like a mesh you'd pull over yourself, so I can just blend right in with the desert dunes.
You got like a Hogwarts invisibility cloak?
Not like that. No,
Like
it's
Lord of the Rings, where it turns into the rock.
yeah, but it's not magical like that. It's just normal camo.
It's just the ghillie suit.
Yeah, it just basically
Sand ghillie
yeah, it's a sand ghillie suit. I basically do
Painstakingly attached individual grains.
no, I just took sap and I just put it on a piece of animal fur, and I just one of those art projects where you're like, and then you put more on, and you drop it off.
That's in character.
I just did that painstakingly for a while. Yeah. What about that water? How's that coming along? You got a spell that can make water and food?
I do.
Yeah.
Just water.
Oh, I'll take that though.
You need water?
I would love some
Who
water.
needs water?
I'd like some water.
Y'all
I'll
need
take
No.
some water.
All right.
I like how we have two
A16.
gravelly individuals for this campaign.
Yep.
I'd like to cast, create, or destroy water.
I'm assuming you would like to create water.
Yes.
How much water can you
He
create?
destroys everyone's water.
Jesus Christ.
Really, just like 30 gallons.
Yeah, I think it's meant to say gallons. It says 30 cubic feet.
Okay, so we'll assume it's 30 gallons.
Yeah.
And you guys have more than enough to fill all of your water skins.
Fill your skins and drink some of this
Yeah,
before
yeah.
it drains into the sand.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
Splash
guys
it
are
on your
really-
bodies.
Just
like, oh yeah.
Get a nice shower.
Just
Yeah.
picking up some water, looking to throw it at somebody. I'm like, I don't know any.
Everybody gets all watered up and settled into the sand. Are you guys all going for the bury yourself and cover yourself approach?
I'll use A16 as cover.
You use A16 as cover. If you touch him, he's kind of hot. It's a little spicy
No, like from the sand.
from the sand. Okay, so the direction of
As
the
a
wind
barrier,
blowing.
yeah.
Okay, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Can I
Lars,
take
what are you gonna do?
watch?
If you want.
I'll take watch.
Alright.
Lars, or
Yep.
A16 is
Take
going to
watch.
take watch. Lars, how are you bedding down for the evening?
Yeah, I think I'll just bury a hole and, I'm
Bury
used
him,
to this.
cover him. He's
Yeah.
used to this. He knows what's up. Okay,
So
so
he's the one. I'll rest. If there needs to be any second watches or anything, I'll be fine to do that.
Nope.
the sun
I got it.
begins to
Oh,
rise.
all right. I don't trust that at all. Not even a little bit. He doesn't even move. He doesn't breathe. I'm getting up at second watch. I don't care.
Sleep.
He doesn't need to sleep.
You don't need to sleep.
In your travels, you haven't noticed him sleeping.
All right. Well, when I wake up on my second watch, I come up to him like,
And he closes his eyes.
do you sleep? Do you? Hello?
Rewind.
Oh,
Give me a
sure.
perception check.
Both of us?
Just you
well,
first.
I'm gonna be the second watch. I'm not here for first.
Just me then?
Yep.
Sand.
Perception. 8.
8. All right.
Sand.
So, as the sun comes up, you can see the sunlight gleaming off of your hands as you sit cross-legged with your friend Karg. No L in there.
Karg.
Leaning against your back, using you as a shield. Do you have nerves? Can you feel it when things hit you?
I think muffled.
Muffled. So it's like if you put a blanket over it, you can feel the sand beating against you as the wind passes by you. You don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary. There's a lot of sand. The sun is very, very bright. There's just sand. So ends your watch. You're staying awake, right? And Kindred, you wake up. Give me a perception check, please. For your watch.
Staying on brand. Perception. That's an 8.
That's an 8.
That's an 8.
Hey!
That's an 8.
So, you get up, you open your eyes, kind of keeping an eye out. bury yourself from the sand to
Yeah.
take your cloak off.
Yeah, I start putting the armor back on when I'm up, and it's still early morning and all that.
All right. It takes you about 10 minutes to don your armor, and you are looking around. There's a lot of sand. It's nothing but sand as far as the eye can see. You can feel when the wind picks up. There are bits of grains of sand that kind of whip against your face. It stings a little bit.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's sand.
Yeah.
It's,
coarse and grain.
mm-hmm.
I'm very used to this. Very used to that. I'm gonna walk over to Tin Man and see if he blinks.
Do you blink?
He's just sitting there, open eyes, just staring.
Hey, Tin Man, what are you thinking about? Yeah, you. What's your name?
I was A16.
A16, that's right. I've seen you around town every now and then. Yeah. What?
I stick out, I guess.
Yeah. It's interesting. Your whole makeup is awfully different than all of us. I'm not one to talk. Disgusting. But I do find it interesting to say that you don't sleep, I haven't seen you eat, and you don't blink. It's a bit weird, a little unsettling.
It's a bit weird. It is.
I've never had to do those things ever since I can remember, I guess.
Is there anyone else like you?
I don't know.
Did you just get dropped out of the sky?
I felt like that, I guess.
Huh.
I think I remember some things, but most of what I remember is just being here and I ended up just walking around the desert until I came to the town.
That's aimless, man. Oof. I put my glaive into the sand. I sit down next to him. I got memory problems too. Seems like quite a issue everyone seems to have these days when you got the sky being torn apart and the lands being spit upon. That is fascinating. You see anything interesting during your watch?
Sand. But that's
Jesus.
not really interesting, is it?
No. Yeah.
As you guys are talking,
Yep.
you hear faint sounds of hyenas.
Oh,
This
Christ.
terrible cackling, laughing in the distance. And as you look, appearing over a dune, there is a large figure, followed by 3 smaller figures, followed by
Bruno Mars! Oh, not Bruno Mars! Oh, shit!
Oh, it's Bruno.
He's just in the desert. You just dancing and wandering. He comes up to you. It's an insta kill. No! Getting sucked into the dance moves. It's like a perpetual sand pit trap is following around. Sorry.
You see 1, then 3, then 5, all on hyenas, and you see them approaching you quickly.
Right.
They're still a ways off, but you see them approaching you.
Well,
There's something.
There's
mounted
some
on hyenas.
Yeah, there are. You can't quite make them out.
Okay.
Also, I think you're asleep right now. So, if you would like to make a perception check to try and discern what these things
Well,
are.
there's a couple things. Yes, I would like to do that. I'm immediately, though, hearing this, I think I recognize because I've been on the lookout
You've been on the
for
lookout.
a pack of something familiar here.
of something
So I have a hunch that might be them. So I'm immediately telling everybody as I'm looking up, glaive coming up, almost ready to baseball bat one of them off. Well, the hyenas that are running towards us. So I said, everybody up and get ready to fight.
All right.
I was already up anyway, you asshole. I was trying to sleep.
It's already up, but he's trying to sleep that.
All right. So, what did you roll on your perception?
8 again. 8 again.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
Hard to tell. You guys see that there are in total 8 of these figures rushing towards you. 2 of them or actually 3 of them are walking, but the rest of them are mounted on hyenas and they're coming towards you quickly. What are you guys doing?
Ah, shit.
I'm prepping. I'm holding an attack ready. So as soon as they come and hit the pack, I'm trying to get myself so they're not able to just split our ranks.
We getting ready for battle?
But that's what I'm doing.
All right, everybody, roll initiative, please.
That should be great.
Oh, yeah, 20.
Oh, natural 20.
20.
Oh my god, are you guys? What?
19.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
It's right there.
So, yeah,
you get plus 3 to it. So
all right, 13.
That's a 23.
Okay.
23.
So we got 23. What's your modifier?
19 is -1. That's why it's hilarious.
Okay, so
I thought I'd be getting
20
last every time.
23. We got Karg and a 16.
Buddy.
13.
13. Okay, so
Do this,
on
buddy.
19
Yeah,
we
buddy.
have Kindred.
Yeah, it was 19.
What'd you get?
I got a 17.
You got a 17. So we got Lars.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have to
Completely
roll
new.
for those guys. You got a 13, you said? Mavrakis?
Yes, 13.
Alright. Okay, so roll for...
Huckleberry.
Okay. Okay. Knowles did pretty okay. And then... Okay.
Now I know what we're fighting. I know what we were fighting.
You had a pretty good idea anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
As they're getting closer, coming in, I'm like, heads up, I think this is going to be a war pack of gnolls I've been tracking.
As you
mean
guys ready
business.
yourselves for battle, they draw within 30 feet of you now.
Oh, I have no miniatures. Are you going to use miniatures?
I've got a bunch here.
Okay.
It would have been nice if you knew that
Ah, miniatures.
grab a few of them.
They're being used for other things.
Other things, secret things.
Yeah.
So
If you need bugbears, I got you covered.
Looks like I just got across.
That's all you need, man. All you need. That's cool. I have a quarterstaff.
all right, so we're
What does
getting
it check
the
box
battle
mean?
map ready.
What does it mean if it's
That
got
means you're like
Just one
equipping
mod.
it.
it's equipped? Okay.
Yeah.
I should probably equip my backpack.
I think it's like automatic.
I know.
Equip the backpack.
They've got sand everywhere. Is it really?
Wow, dump that shit.
Hungry little guy.
Yeah, you should only have to consume like half the stuff.
That's a fair point. If you guys could put your minis right there.
Yeah.
Yes, it's me. It's Karg.
It's Karg.
The
Karg the guy.
the totally not tiefling.
It's good enough.
Ryan, you're gonna be Charnook for today. You see riding over the hilltop, heading in your direction, a whole lot of gnolls.
Oh, it's hunting time.
Cubes or squares are 5 feet.
Yes.
Oh, it's that asshole from the Orlith fight. Oh, that guy.
No, not quite.
Green one?
Which one? Yeah, he's not. He's not the bigger super guys.
But he's not the big one, but
No,
still,
he's part of them.
he's part of it.
Yeah.
Part of the ship.
He was
All
there.
right. First in the initiative order, we have Karg and A16. What's your dex modifier? 3. What's yours?
3.
You guys can rock, paper, scissors for it. I don't care who goes first.
Go ahead.
Alright, I'll go first.
All right. What you gonna do?
Alright, I'm going to take aim at the closest one to me. Or wait, is it? Oh yeah. 120 feet? Is it within that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's off the page.
They're within like
That's what I
30
thought.
feet of you collectively right now.
Oh, 30 feet. Oh shit. Alright, so I'm going to pull back and hurl a chaos bolt at
Alright.
the one at the front of the line.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that an attack roll or do I have to save for that?
That is a attack roll.
Okay.
So the first one right there, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna do like a force damage.
Okay.
I get to pick the damage I want.
Go ahead.
Actually, no, I roll a d8 for it.
Ooh. Chaos indeed.
So so I guess we'll figure that out later. So I'll attack. Chaos bolt. Ooh. Okay, that is a 12.
That unfortunately, are you aiming for the one in front?
Yeah.
Does not hit. So you reel back and this orb in your hand begins to fluctuate with many different colors and you hurl it forward at him and it goes off wide on his left side. That's your action, correct? Do you have a bonus action and movement?
Bonus action, huh?
Bonus action.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I'll just end my turn.
He ends his turn. Alright, next up is Karg. What you gonna do?
I'll step up next to the samurai. What's his name?
Yura.
How's it going, man?
Well, I suppose things could be going better, but I'm not too worried about this. You all seem very capable.
Alright. And I'll take out the quarterstaff that I have on my back. Yes. And it's cool because it's actually something I ended up making. It's made of glass, but it's a special type of glass. It's one of those glasses where it's like
Hard-boiled glass.
yeah, hard-boiled glass. So it's kind of very, very lightweight and easy to maneuver with, but is sturdy and hard, like strong wooden.
It's not gonna
Sure.
shatter when you
It's
smack
not gonna
someone
shatter.
upside the
Yeah,
head.
and I'm not gonna be like,
gotcha.
bam! And it's just gonna
Oh, there
shatter.
goes.
I'm like,
That's great.
yeah.
Actually, that'd be a cool weapon if it shattered and regenerated every time. So it's like you're cracking glass over somebody
would
every
be
time.
cool,
Some other-
but
But that's not for now.
I don't have the
Like-
magical prowess to do that, my
Yeah,
friend.
but you made me think of that, so you're cool.
Yes, here begins your quest to become an enchanter.
And it's pretty cool. It's a magical quarterstaff.
So what you gonna do?
All right.
So I'll as
I lose it.
as I'm
dude.
standing there, I'll just hold it with both hands and ready an attack. And
You're waiting for them to come to you?
yeah, I'm gonna wait for them to come to me,
Okay.
and then if I hit, I'll do something cool. If not, then whatever.
Okay. So he's holding your action. Are you gonna move at all?
I moved up next to the
Okay.
Yura.
Alright. So that is your
That's all I do.
turn. Next up in the initiative order is a good old Yura.
All right.
Yura is going to look at one of them. He looks at the one in the front, and he's going to extend his hand forward, and you see a blue energy begin to form. He's going to roll to attack. That definitely hits, so now I get to roll the damage. You guys see as he does this, a beam of blue, cold energy emerges from his hand and launches forward at the one that's directly in front, and it hits him square in the chest, and frost forms on his pieced together armor from whatever they can scavenge. There's frost, and he reels back from the damage. And Yura's gonna go ahead and take 5 feet, moving backwards, back towards Tellius there.
Who's Tellius?
Yeah, I don't know.
Kindred.
He's gonna chill. That's all he's gonna do for now. He says, "Go ahead and show me what you can do." That's gonna end his turn. Next up is Kindred.
Who looks like they're in charge? Anybody here? Or is this just a wild band of
Give me a perception check.
natural 20?
Natural 20. Okay, so you
21.
can see easily. The one in the front has a big glaive, not unlike yours. And you can
That's
see
a
there's
problem.
also one in the back that looks a little bit different from the rest of them. It has like a greenish hue to its fur. It almost feels otherworldly.
I can get the one in the front, so I'm going to try and disperse this to force them to get pushed around me to attack my
I'm gonna
comrades.
split them down the middle.
Yeah,
Alright,
so I can get there with 25 feet of movement to the first one.
go ahead and move them.
And I'm going to take 2 attacks with my glaive.
All right.
You still have 5 feet of movement.
Do it.
boy. Do what you want. Glaive it up.
That would
Glaive looks like a
be
helmet, right? Just
yeah. It's
Just
like
wanted to
a
make sure.
halberd, except instead of the axe portion, it's like a.
It's just a sword.
It's like a
right?
sword.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's like a
sword.
sword, kinda.
Yeah.
25 to hit
That
and
is
a,
gonna
and
do
a
it.
9 to hit.
The 25 hits.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna do more stuff.
You're gonna use your superiority.
I'm
dice.
going to.
He's gonna use a battle maneuver.
He's maneuvering.
He's maneuvering in the midst of battle.
And I'm gonna use one of my superiority dice to do a goading attack.
Okay,
He's
that's
goading.
a wisdom save, if I am
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm hoping
He's
they're not
amazing.
very
He's not wise. He
Ni-
fails.
nice. All right, so then that will... Target has disadvantage on all attack rolls against targets other than me until the end of my next turn.
What do you do to goad him?
As I come up and he like dodges the first one, I hit him with the second one. I think just a basic insult, something along the lines of actually, he probably wouldn't even be able to understand me. So goading wise, it'd be more gestures. So I'm like pounding my chest type of deal as I hit him, get in and come out, and I give one of those looks
You
trying to...
definitely have his attention now.
So then I gotta do the damage on this. So this is...
2,000 damage. Murder.
No. You know what? I'm rolling well with these, so let's see.
Do it.
That's a 7. Okay. It was between 7 and 1, and I was worried.
I mean, that's
So
good.
that's 10 points of slashing damage plus the superiority die,
Go ahead and add that.
which is...
Hit with slap.
where I had them written down what they were. 4d8, so it's a d8.
Man, what kind of concoction did Ryan make?
6. So that's 16 points of slashing damage from my glaive.
You slice him down and beat your chest at him, and you see him snarl back at you. Though you can see there's a large gash in his chest. You can see blood beginning to ooze from out of his armor. Yeah.
Very good.
That's your action.
Yeah.
It's your bonus action to use the superiority.
No, that's not a bonus action. It's a
Free
superiority
action?
die.
Super
No,
die.
it's just a superiority die.
Okay.
Special.
Yeah.
Just special.
But I have a limited amount of them, so that's why
All right.
I can do that. I don't have anything for my bonus action. I use my movement, so I'm just gonna. Can I? I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. That. So. Yep. No, I'm good.
All right, so that is your turn. Next up
Yep.
is the gnolls.
Yeah.
On the gnoll's turn, you hear that horrible cackling noise, and you see actually one of them falls over onto its side and is cackling and laughing so much its body is contorting. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ew. It's like Cirque du Soleil with gnolls. And they're laughing. Gross.
That would be a con save. 15.
Save it.
15.
Yep.
You're good for now.
Nice.
You see this
Excellent.
thing happen, and you feel like
That's not
almost
right.
like your muscles in your abdomen begin to contort, but you shake it off, and you're good.
Oh no.
So now the
Magic.
the gnolls are going to swarm around you.
Fine by me.
The two that are on the hyenas are going to rush forward and engage with your allies. This guy fell over, so the hyena is running up by himself.
Mm-hmm.
You can get to there, and then this guy here is going to move over here.
Amazing.
He's going to engage, so I have to roll 3 attacks. One against Lars, one against Kindred, and the other against Mavrakis.
Who's attacking me?
This guy here right now.
Yeah, just him.
Just him right
All
now.
right.
I thought, am I being attacked? No, I'm not.
Where are you?
Not here. I thought it was that one.
No, that's.
I looked at it incorrectly because
Yeah.
they look so
Plot twist.
similar.
Okay, so against Lars.
Yeah. Mavrakis. Attacking Mavrakis.
Against Lars. Does a 10 hit? Probably not. Nope. Does a 10 hit against Mavrakis?
Your armor class.
Not even close.
No. No.
Not even close.
No? No. Very nice. Ooh. Yeah, I remember your AC is juicy. And for the attack against Kindred, that is a 21.
Just hits.
Just hit. Damage on-
Curses.
As I'm engaged with the other one.
So that's this.
I expected as much.
So that is
Classic
6 piercing damage rather, as this one comes up on its hyena and it stabs you in the side. The hyena is going to take a bite against you as well.
Which one?
The one that the guy is currently mounting. It's
Okay.
the beaver that's
Okay.
next
Okay.
to
Okay.
him.
Okay.
It's going to take a bite towards you, and since you're engaged with another thing, it gets pack tactics, which means it has advantage. So
Oh no!
the better is a 17, which I don't believe hits.
No. As it comes to bite, it just goes right into my armor.
It sinks in and is trying to tear it out, but nothing is coming out. Your
Plate
armor
mail.
is very nice. All right, so there's that. The big old guy with the glaive is going to look at you and snarl, and he's going to take a swipe at you.
Alright.
Good catch.
Let me just. I use the.
And they're not rolling too good.
Good.
Feels so good.
Excellent.
That is a 13. It doesn't hit, right?
No, but as I was waiting for this, I'm going to expend a superiority dice. He misses and use Riptos.
Riposte.
Riptos.
I like Riptos though. Sounds quite cool. Riposte. And I'm going to attack him back.
All right, go ahead and roll damage. Or is it a straight attack, or do you?
I think it's an attack. Let me
Okay, so
check.
go ahead and roll.
When a creature misses with melee, you can use your reaction to expend one superior to make a melee weapon attack against it.
Okay.
Oh, that's going to hit. That is a 24 to hit.
24 does hit. Roll damage.
And that's going to be that plus one of these guys.
Riposte.
That is 15 points of
15 points of damage.
slashing damage to him.
Slashing damage, even.
Yep.
You watch as he grabs his glaive and it's sloppy. You
Yep.
can tell he's sloppy. He's out of practice. He swings it down towards you, and you easily evade and just with one arm flip it up towards him, and his arm comes clean off. And he falls to the ground as the blood leaks from his severed shoulder. And
But a
he
flesh wound.
is
Toast.
toast.
That's about right.
Just put a scratch.
With jam.
Toast with jam, even.
Yikes.
Okay.
Wait, was his name Joe?
Why would his name be Joe?
Because he's sloppy.
Oh.
Next up is the special guy.
Yeah.
This guy here is going to take 10 feet, and he's going to attempt to do a thing.
Not a thing.
He can
That
attempt.
is that. So then I rolled that.
He's attempting.
Okay.
Oh no.
So
I killed one before I died.
you see this this one, the one with the green hue that you noticed earlier, walks over to him, and he extends his clawed hand towards him, and he brings it upwards, and you see that its eyes open again and flare back to life, and it begins to stand back up.
Oh boy.
That's not gonna fly with me.
Renewed vigor. All right, that is going to be the Knoll's turn for now. Next up in the order is Lars. What you gonna do?
Well, while that happens, I shout, and I'm like, "This is some spineless dragon tactics."
Clearly not a dragon. These are like weird Knoll hyena dudes.
This is what a dragon would do. Can't even lose
Do you show them
properly.
your stones?
I do not show them my stones.
All right.
To himself, A16's. Isn't he kind of a dragon?
Lars, what you doing?
So I was gonna do something, but I changed my mind. I'm gonna do something cooler.
Dope.
So I'm going to cast Spike Growth. The ground in a 20-foot radius centered on a point within range twists and sprouts hard spikes and thorns.
Very nice. All right.
The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
Okay. Use this as your marker.
The ground looks normal.
Okay.
Okay.
Use this.
You wanna
Lay it
use-
where you're
well-
gonna lay it. Do I need to roll a dex save?
So,
Yeah, you could. You could
This
just
is what it's-
return a bonus
That's- yep.
attack.
But
Just
this
give that
guy's
to
bad?
people if you
That's
don't use a
correct.
different spell.
and this guy probably.
Yep. That's a hyena.
And this one. So
Oh, good.
I want to probably. I'll probably just go like this.
You're gonna hit the whole back line. All right, go
Yeah.
ahead and set that there. What kind of save do I need to make? Dex save, probably.
I don't remember.
It should say right at the beginning spell description.
That's what I thought. be the one that I always show this to. And it doesn't say.
Spike growth becomes difficult terrain when a creature moves into or within the area. It takes so it takes piercing damage for every. So it's on their turn if they when they move through it. That's when they'll take the damage.
Oh, so I don't do any damage to them right now.
Not right now, but you will.
That's
You
still a little
guys
disappointing.
watch. Do you want to describe how it works?
So, I don't know. I start muttering words, and out of my hand there is like a white spark that comes out, and it looks like nothing happened. And everyone's just like, "What the frick is this person doing here? They aren't helping at all." And that's it. I'll just let you keep thinking that.
Magic.
All right. Next up is Mavrakis. What are you gonna do?
All right.
Rockets.
What you gonna do?
What am I gonna do?
You're here.
Who was this guy? Was just
The one
The one
next
with
to
the
him
fire.
With the fire.
That one is a zombie now.
Fire is
we can
zombie?
assume, yeah.
all right. Close
The
my.
Wookiee's the necromancer.
I got 25 feet of movement, so I'll move within about 20 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to use turn undead, channel divinity. So I'm wearing this shard of dragon bone. This is
I love
holy
it.
symbol for me. And I raise this and I begin chanting in halfling.
Very nice.
And
What kind of save is that for me?
so you'll have to
it's a wisdom
throw
save.
a wisdom save. It says DC 15.
Shouldn't he also get an attack of
That
opportunity against him?
Fails. Yes, that's correct.
All right, we'll get to that then.
So when you pass by the one who is next to you,
Okay.
he does get an opportunity attack, so he's going to take a swipe at you, but he misses horribly.
That's why I imagine with his armor class.
He's
so
got
high.
like a spear, but you can tell this one's
I
a
didn't
little
even
bit
realize that.
a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
And he's a little bit twitchier than the rest of them. He takes the spear, he's like, and he's already like 5 feet. But yeah, as you
Chanting
turn
as he
undead,
goes.
you watch the one who had gotten back up begin to move. It has to take all of its movement, right?
Yeah. So I'll just read it. If it fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Oh, that's forever.
Turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can,
Spend its turn.
and it cannot willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you.
All right. So he is
It also
currently.
can't take reactions.
Damn.
Can only use dash.
He not like the situation as you pull the holy symbol of Torm, your god, out, and you begin to utter these words. You see a brilliant radiance begin to form around your hands, and as the zombie gnoll begins to look at you, you see fear begin to enter its cold undead eyes, and it turns its back to run away from you, which it will do on its turn. Back to the top of the order. It's Karg. Or
I think I
A16.
went first.
Go ahead.
All right.
I have him written down first.
So I'm gonna move within 20 feet of the closest knoll.
20 feet of which knoll?
The closest.
Whichever one's closest.
He's the one with the hammer and the horn in the back.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, so 20 feet, so that would probably be the closest, right?
You are currently within 20 feet of one and also a hyena.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to take up my spear.
Nice. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Throw it at him.
Okay, can you move him back since he's making a ranged attack? Go ahead and roll for that.
Yeah. Because then you don't have to deal with engage. No, wait. Wait, you're throwing your spear?
He sure is.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have a higher range with the glaive. I think I can
You
attack
have
from
reach,
10. Reach, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
So I
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, so I don't have to get opportunity attacks against me.
You can just be
Yep.
Learning the
And you
strategic.
can get
Battlemaster.
you
Yeah.
can
know that.
use
be a
opportunity
master
attacks when they're within 10
I
feet
know.
to the 5.
So I can actually hit the necromancer from here.
Yeah. So I rolled a 24.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, roll damage.
Did you say you were trying to target the necromancer?
No, that was me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was planning ahead.
I'm hearing
sorry.
words in
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Crosstalk.
In your ear.
Okay. So that is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
And just as a little flare here.
Bust out the abacus.
When the spear goes into him, and then the spear kind of like goes away, and I put my hand out to the side, and it just appears back in my hand. It kind of like just
That's super cool.
comes back into existence in my outright hand.
That's so cool. So you guys watch as all of that happens. Are you gonna take your movement or bonus action?
Bonus action, huh? I have a lot of bonus actions. Actually, nah,
Okay,
that's all right.
All
I
right.
don't need to use it.
Next up is Karg.
I got 40 feet of movement.
Sure
So I'll,
do. You monk.
You're so speedy.
He's a monk.
Say what?
Gee, that's so strange.
I knew that. He lives at the
I
monk
thought the
place.
staff meant he was a mage.
Oh, dude.
I just want to get to a flanking position here, but avoid the dude here.
Okay, so you've got plenty of movement. You can totally do that.
I wanted to make sure that was cool.
You're cool.
All right, so I'll bust out my quarterstaff. With 2 hands.
Oh, smack him!
Overhead. Actually, no, sorry, side. I'm gonna do a side thing.
Give him a smacko.
There's one step there. That's an 18 hit.
An 18 to hit. That definitely hits.
Cool beans. Oh, actually, I can roll with advantage because I'm flanking. Doesn't matter. Didn't get a crit. So I'm gonna expend.
Key point.
No, actually, I'm gonna do some cool staff stuff here.
Oh, staff stuff. Holy.
I'm gonna expend a charge. When you hit with a melee attack using it, you can expend up to 3 of its charges. So I'm just gonna use 1 right now.
Okay.
And the target takes an extra 1d6 force damage.
Whoa, free hunter's mark. Very nice.
Yep. It's got charges though, so trying to be stingy with
Get out
this
of
here.
Get out of there. Nice.
Nice.
And then, because I said with both hands, it's a d8 for my damage. If I can get my d8 out of here. Okay, so when I first strike with my staff, it's gonna be looks like 8 plus 5, 13 damage.
13 damage, he says. Very nice.
Damn.
And then I will expend key points to do flurry of blows.
Oh, flurry of blows. I thought he was going to stunning strike. Oh, hit him again. This time harder.
Yes.
Do it. Roll 2, attack.
Oh,
It's over there.
He threw it at me.
He always does.
okay, that's 19. So
That hits full
whatever.
damage.
Okay.
Or you can roll the second attack if you want.
Okay, that's 5, and then that's that's only a 10.
Very nice.
I meant my second one was a 10.
A 10 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, that one misses. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Is this thing still alive? I can keep going.
it is still alive.
That was my one attack action. I can.
Or
Still
you have
do
more than one. Alright.
Yeah, I have more than one attack per action. So.
Smack him.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
So initially I'm gonna pull up with my staff, and
And
you'll
you
see
s-
him get sort of like smacked, like way farther, not way farther, but like
You
way
can
farther than you think
feel
you should.
through your
yeah.
staff ribs cracking.
Nice. And as I do that maneuver, I'll sort of like rise up with the momentum going that way and do like a kick to the face.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That played out in my head. That's very cool.
Yeah, so I'll do that, and then I'll just go for a punch to the face.
Punch to the
after,
face.
After that maneuver,
Do it.
that's a 12 to hit.
That hits.
Neat. And that's 4 damage.
So, as you smack this guy up into the air, you see his feet leave a few inches off the ground, then you spin around with a spinning heel kick, and it catches him right on the jaw, and you feel his head give, and you hear his neck crack, and he collapses to the ground, unmoving. He's
Nice.
done for.
Yes.
His hyena, however, is definitely still there.
That's fine. Don't care about that. That's all I can do on my turn. That's all I can do on my turn. It's fine.
All right, that is your turn. Next up in the
Easy.
order
Monster
is
so easy.
Yura. Yura is going to peer through all of the bodies, and he sees that one be brought to life, and he says to himself, "Oh, well, that's concerning." And he's going to use his movement to move over that way. He's got
Got him, John.
30 feet, so he's going to move around so that he has line of sight with the Wookiee. And then
Trust.
he is going to cast. Yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to cast Lightning Bolt. So you see, as he draws his sword, a spark of lightning, and then he points his sword at the Wookiee, and he's going to. You see a bolt of lightning emerge from it, and that means it's actually a big line, 100-foot line, and a 5-foot wide blast of lightning. So that means
You
that
get the
one,
zombie,
that
too.
one, that one. So yeah, he gets.
Oh, it depends on what direction.
He
Okay.
gets a hyena, he gets the zombie, another guy, and the guy who's on the ground laughing, as well as the necromancer. That's a lot.
Damn.
So I'm gonna roll.
It's a good line.
Oh, it's not looking good, guys.
Keep your dice going.
That one got a natural 20.
Oh snap! I get
So-
8 temp HP too.
Okay, so now I do
so
this.
That's so dumb.
Monks in the
6.
This one class is dumb, and you don't die. You just don't. You
35.
just keep killing people and getting temp HP. That's so dumb.
So a bolt of lightning streaks forward. This is gone. This is gone. This is gone.
Oh!
This is gone. This is still here.
How's he looking?
You see when the bolt makes contact with him, you see his bones flash like you do in the cartoons.
Yeah.
And you smell his burned flesh, and he's reeling back from the
good.
damage.
Gross.
Oh, actually, he was already hurt. No, that's
No,
the other guy.
he
Okay,
wasn't.
so that was that much. So it's halved
Gross.
because he saved
Burned
actually.
flesh.
So that is
I've
that
seen
much.
this. I've seen this many times.
This
never
exact
pleasant.
scenario.
He-
No, the burning
He's
flesh.
hurt, but he's still
Okay,
standing.
That would be something else. That wouldn't it be?
Weird, like a deja vu kind of thing.
Very strange indeed. That's gonna be your turn. Next
Well
up
done, lad.
in the order, I believe, was Kindred.
Yeah. Did that knock him back? Because he was in range of me at 10 feet beforehand, the
Doesn't
necromancer.
come back.
So push him back to where he was. 10 feet of me, so I don't even have to move.
Lazy.
Because I can use my glaive. Well, no, I know. So I don't have to move out of any. Well, actually, no one can take an attack of opportunity on me anyway. How hurt is he looking?
He's still standing.
I'm going to do 2 attacks to start.
2 attacks to start.
I don't like that sort of mad. Yes! That's a crit!
Nice. Double those dice damage.
It's 26 to hit and an 8. And then I will use, because I crit, my bonus action, I get to take another attack against him.
All right.
That's so
So
neat.
I'll get there. So the first one is this one.
He planned it.
What a genius.
He's a battle master.
He's the master of the
That's a
battle.
Yeah.
4. So it's 2, then doubled. 4 plus 3, 7. 7 damage for that.
Excellent work.
And then I get to attack him again, attempt to.
Attempt.
Okay.
Another crit.
20, non-natural.
Damn.
All right.
So then
Hit him with it.
go with the reds. The
Hit him
reds
with
are
it.
doing well.
Hit him with the slap.
That's 6 slashing damage.
6 slashing damage.
How's he looking?
He's still standing.
I'm gonna action surge.
He's gonna do it.
He's doing. Oh yeah.
Roll all your attacks at once.
Going for it.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I don't. The longer people like him stay on the battlefield, the worse off we are.
He says casually in conversation as he's cutting into this gno.
22. More talking to himself. 22 to hit, 18 to hit.
Both hit. Nice.
Yay.
Let's roll damages. That is a
Same.
9 and 4, 13 points, I believe, of slashing damage between the two of them.
All right.
So I got a total of 5 attacks off on you this round.
Easily.
Well, is there anything else you want to do, sir?
I'm tempted.
Oh, he's still standing. He's looking real hurt, but he's still standing.
God dang it.
He snarls.
Oh wait, actually, yeah, I'll use a. I could have used a superiority die to help on one of those. Can I still go back to like one of the last attacks to burn a superiority die?
Nah.
All right, that's fine.
Gotta declare.
Then we're
what you
good.
do.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I think that's it then.
All right.
What are you, a tyrant?
I am a tyrant. I'm terrible. All right.
Well, I only got 5 attacks off on him in one
A
round.
measly 5.
So
Should've print
you
more.
see,
I wish I did.
you see the two gnolls that are remaining standing. Wow, you guys did a number on these guys. You hear them begin to laugh again. You hear that horrible cackling. I need Karg and Kindred and also Mavrakis to all give me con saves, please.
Con save, yeah.
14.
14, alright. That's a save.
12.
Yay.
That's a fail.
Wait. Save. 12.
12, that is a fail.
What's the second number mean?
The second number would be your modifier, but we're looking for saving throws. Oh, that's a saving throw, so it's +0.
Okay. Oh yeah, 4.
Oh God.
That's a fail. So, you guys feel your innards contort. But nothing happens. And you keep going.
Boy.
So, the gnoll
That felt a little weird.
is going to move forward and attack. The hyena, we're just all piling on now. This guy's going to attack too. There are 3 attacks coming your way, Kindred.
Bring it.
Bring it on. Bring it, motherfucker.
Cranking. Okay, so they're all going to take
Bring on
against
dragons.
16 and 14.
Does the necromancer? What was his attack against me?
He hasn't attacked yet. One was hyena and one was normal.
Oh, both don't hit me then.
Both don't hit you,
No.
alright?
Just going to the plate armor,
And he definitely.
just shoving him aside like I want the other one.
So
Did the necromancer attack me?
he did, but he missed horribly.
I'm going to use my reaction to burn another superiority die to
You
try
gotta
and take
riposte
attack.
again, alright.
Yep.
Do it.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
All right.
With ease.
It's close. It's a little close.
So that'll be 10 points of slashing
10?
damage. Just
10 points of slash.
stay down.
He's just getting a hookup.
He reels back in pain. And he grabs onto the blade with his hand.
Yeah.
And he slowly pulls it out, staring you in the eyes the whole time. He's still standing. That's all the gnolls can do for now. Next up is Lars.
Alrighty.
Oh, nope, they're all dead. Never mind.
Yeah.
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 So who's left standing?
The necromancer and one mortal, and a hyena. This one. Second? No, that guy's not dead. So 2 more.
Yeah. No one's really touched him. Everyone sort of walked away from that one. It was like, no.
Yeah, it's a little one.
Yep.
So I might as well walk up to him. And I'm gonna cast Zephyr Strike
All right. So can
as
you
a
move
bonus
yourself
action.
over there? You're gonna cast Zephyr Strike as a bonus action. That gives you an extra D8 on your attack and more movement, right?
Yeah, I don't really need the movement, but yeah.
Look at this DM. He knows so many spells.
I don't know
So
shit.
go
Pick
ahead.
that one.
Go ahead and roll your weapon attack. Because I'm
Okay.
assuming you're gonna stab him in the face with your lance after you cast Zephyr Strike and
Yeah.
cause the forces of wind to be your ally.
I'll poke him in the eyes.
Sounds like.
All right, so that is
At 50 miles an hour.
that's a 14 to hit.
14. He's just a scrub. So that does hit.
Whew, I was
just a
worried
scrub.
there.
His name
Okay.
is Scrub.
And then
Scrub.
a D12.
Don't forget to add your D8 to that as well.
I know.
Woo!
Wow.
That fat roll.
Plus,
Uh-oh. Smells like damage in here.
it's a
Good
bad
smell.
day to be that guy.
That was an 11. I did see it.
Okay, yeah, that was an 11. 11 and 2 is 13.
Plus
Plus 4.
13, so that's 15 points.
No, 13 plus 4.
There's 17 points of damage. Thank
Yep.
you so much.
Okay,
I
good.
can't do math because I dropped out of college. Nice! Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's her! Whoa!
I believe you get more than one attack per turn, right? You get 2.
Yeah, actually, I do. I only thought I got 1,
Nope.
but I
Sound
got
like
2.
me out here.
Cool. Is he still kicking?
He is still up. But he looks up at you and he kind of gives you a panic snarl.
I'm gonna poke him again.
Poke him again with the lance. This time more aggressively.
Yeah. And from the attack. Does that mean if I hit him again that I
I believe it's only once per turn that you get to add the extra
actually
D8.
yeah, because it's per wait.
The D8
From-
only applies once per turn.
Okay. From the attack.
It's like a little mini sneak attack. So I guess
Aw.
it could be better.
They look good.
That's a natural 19.
That definitely hits.
Oh, it hits.
Let me tell you about how it hits. It definitely does.
Oh, that's only
So
2 more
vivid.
points of. Oh, that's a lie. There's more than that. 6. Yeah.
Could you
6
imagine
points.
something connecting?
So you cast this magic on yourself, and then you feel the sand begin to whip up around you as you feel the wind being your ally, and you push yourself towards him with great speed, and you run him through once, and there's a big gash in his side, and
In
then
the
you-
sky.
in the sky, the sky.
Oh shit! The dragons come down. I knew it.
His side has
Just
a big
my
gash in
worry.
it, and you pull out, and then you aim for his eyeball, and you scratch his
No.
face, and he goes down onto the ground. His hyena still standing there, but he is down. Go ahead and knock him over.
Is he toast with jam?
Toast. There are currently
Oh,
that hyena next to the necromancer should still be standing, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps falling over.
It just doesn't like to stand, I guess. So there
That's
is
weird.
2 gnolls and 2 hyenas left. You guys are making swift work of this war pack. 2 missions at once. Nice. All right.
Freaking take
Uh,
that. Man.
I believe Zephyr Strike doubles your movement, right? So you still have more movement if you choose, and you don't provoke opportunity attacks.
I said I
It
should
only
have made
says
those.
take. I don't think so.
I could just see how shitty that whole game would have been. Fools don't want to do that. Well, good thing you're not playing them.
That's so not right.
Anyway, sorry.
Let's make him evil.
Are you moving?
Yeah,
What you
actually,
doing?
it does double my speed.
Oh no.
I don't think I had moved before. I just had to
Yep,
actually
she's over there
do
right now.
myself. Yeah, so I was over there, so I'll
can-
just stay there.
Okay.
Yeah, because
You're
then you
gonna
have
stay
to
with the hyena.
disengage with the hyena.
Yeah.
That's large. Next up is Maracas.
Was that on purpose?
No.
Has the necromancer sustained damage?
He
Lots.
sustained a lot of
Right.
damage.
Yeah, I thought so.
Kill him, please.
I will cast Toll the Dead,
All right.
which is going to be 2d12 damage since he's already taken damage.
All right.
Hold on.
Oh, I love Tolas.
So he did not pass his Constitution saving throw.
7. That's
Total
a
13.
13 damage. How do you want to do this?
Ah!
I don't know what he said.
How do you want to do this? So you can describe how you kill the boss.
Oh, well, my understanding is that Toll the Dead causes a bell ringing sound in the air. And,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he just died. It's magic. It's magic.
There you have it, folks.
He's just like, vibrating and just pops.
Yeah!
Hell's Bells starts playing.
Essentially, no one's invented AC/DC yet, though, so it's just the bell. It's just vibrating.
Very nice. Is there
Until
anything
he's
else
not, 'cause
you
I'm
want to
not.
do with your turn as the Knoll Fang?
Well,
Explodes.
I've got
Movement
one
and
action.
bonus
I
action.
could move. My bonus action is dual wielding,
I don't think you have two
but
things to do with.
I have a crossbow.
Oh, you keep
He's
crossbows.
I don't
It takes
know
2
if
hands
that's
to use
how
it.
it's- I don't think that's how that works. I think with
Nah,
two weapons
Definitely
fighting-
not.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's alright. He could use a cantrip, couldn't he?
It's
Toll the
dead.
Dead is a cantrip.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
I could take a few steps back, so that maybe.
Okay, take a comfortable few
Yeah.
steps back.
Like do like that.
All right, very nice.
Okay, I'm gonna hang out with mine.
Are you
buddy.
satisfied
There we
with
go.
your service? All right. Next up, A16.
That's me. Who's left?
Use your aluminum powers.
There is
of
currently
metal and-
one Knoll still standing. He's looking pretty twitchy, and there are 2 hyenas remaining.
Power of stainless steel components.
2 hyenas.
Two
and
hyenas.
1 knoll.
2 hyenas, 1 Knoll.
2 hyenas, 1 knoll.
Good mill.
Oh, you
All right.
Thick warforged.
I'm going to take my spear again, and I'm going to get close enough to that knoll, 20 feet,
you
and
pick it up
throw
last
my
time?
spear at
Oh,
him.
right, it reapparated. Good point.
Yeah.
Can you move
Oh.
him within 20 feet of the remaining Knoll? Who is that yellow
I have
looking
30
guy?
feet of movement.
He has 30 feet of movement.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Perfect. 10 feet away.
10 feet away from him.
That works.
Do the thing.
And I'll throw my spear as I'm going. Alright. Excellent. Alright, that is a 23.
23. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. It definitely hits.
Oh. Doesn't hit, but what do these rocks
He took
look like
all
to you?
of the armor off of all of his dead comrades, and now he is just a giant ball of metal.
It's another 9 points of damage.
What was that?
That's the spear. That's another 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
He's still standing.
I hate that.
Do something else.
Can you do
Do
anything
it,
else?
motherfucker. Do it.
No.
Metal guy.
God damn it.
Alright, well. Alright, that's it for Ryan then?
All right.
Yep.
Next up is Card.
Who else is up? Is it just this?
That and the 2 little
2 hyenas.
Where are these hyenas?
It's the bird and the beaver, which is currently not standing.
Oh, that's near me. I can murder that.
Alright. With 2 hands! I will take an attack with my staff.
Bad dog.
That's a whopping 16 to hit.
Well, let me just check. Yeah, it is. Do. Complicated magic items.
Yeah, right. So that's blah 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 damage. That's
there.
Yeah, that's
3 plus 6. 9!
9.
That is 9 damage! Is it alive?
Its back cracks and it collapses to the ground. It did.
Alright, there's another one?
There is another. It's the one that's currently on
Well,
the
good
ground.
thing I have 2 attack actions, or attacks per action, because I'll do it again with 2 hands! Just...
Well, it's over there, but it's
You-
like
you're
it's
gonna
15
move
feet
over
away.
to the guy and then smack him.
15 feet away.
It's currently next to the yellow guy.
Oh, sorry.
It just keeps falling over because it's a beaver.
This.
Yep.
Do it.
Yep.
Yes, that. 20 to hit.
That's
Unnatural. Alright, here we go.
do it.
14 damage.
It's dead.
Dead.
There is currently only one Knoll remaining who's looking around, twitching, panicked, and snarling,
He's
and
completely surrounded.
foaming, and
I'll just holster my quarterstaff. And cross my arms menacingly.
indeed menacingly. Next up
I'm gonna kill him.
is Yora.
do it. Then again, Nero's probably got enough to do him in.
You're seeing all that's happened and how most of them are toasty now. He's going to sheath his sword as well. He's going to... he noticed when those things were laughing, and he was going to attempt to figure what's up with that, but he just definitely does not. I don't think, unless he's got some crazy stuff going on. No, he doesn't. So, yeah, he does that, and he'll move over 10 feet towards the thing. 5, 10. Perfect. That's his turn. Next up is the Knoll. What? The Knoll. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're right. You're up next.
Alright, just make sure. I'm tracking. That's all.
like, what?
I'm like, oh man, really?
Hold on.
The Knowles doing after me.
What the twist? When he's on low HP, he gets a high.
How hurt is he looking?
It's pretty bad.
Pretty bad?
Pretty bad.
Uh-oh.
See saliva and blood just drooping from his face.
I'm gonna lean into him and oh no.
Oh, no.
No, I can't do that.
Oh, no.
I was going to, but I might hurt my friends, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna attack. Natural 20 reaction. So it's a natural 20, and it was a 8 plus 6 is 14.
Just kill him.
Just roll damage.
Okay.
Just kill him.
Alright, so he's right there then.
Roll 1 on your damage, you won't.
That's 20. I got a 10. Plus, then double 20 plus 3, 23 in the first attack.
He's still dead. Knock him over.
Alright. Damn, that was, God, that was a great roll.
Still dead.
You guys all look around, catch your breath as all of these gnolls have fallen amongst you. Yora says, "Well, you guys did much better than I expected," as he sheaths his sword. Shall we continue?
First, I want to go cut off all their heads and stab all their hearts out, just so they don't come back to life. Because I'm paranoid.
It's probably not necessary.
Okay.
I'm already doing it. I'm already cutting and throwing the bodies to the side.
Let's see if they have anything of value.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
I thought I was gonna say
Yeah.
he's gonna cut off the finger
I wouldn't mind a melee weapon.
of all of them.
Yeah,
Who do you think
go
you
ahead.
are?
A whopping 5.
A whopping 5. Man, these bodies are gross. You kind of like get
Ew.
up, touch them, get some blood on your hands. You're like, oh gosh. You can see the weapons that have clanged to the ground. What area are you investigating?
Oh, just the lead knoll, I guess.
The lead one. You see his big old glaive laying on the ground.
Hey,
Is anyone else rolling investigation?
Yeah,
Yep.
I want this glaive.
I got one.
Alright.
Is there a modifier
Thanks,
for
though.
investigation?
Yep, it's under your skills.
It's under my skills. I got 3. I got 17.
17. You notice that all of these gnolls have hodgepodge armor. So that it's like parts of metal and leather and like some wood all like haphazardly strapped together. You see all of the ones except for the big one and the weird looking one all have spears, just a standard spear. They don't have anything in the way of money on them, but you rifle through one's pocket and you pull out some like fleshy, like almost it would be jerky, but it's not jerky because they didn't make it jerky.
Oh.
They forgot
I'm gonna
that
pocket
part.
that.
Pocketing mystery.
And I'm gonna grab a spear.
You're gonna grab a spear. All right, go ahead and add a spear and mystery meat to your inventory. Mystery meat you can just remember. Okay.
That's something.
I'm using my hand axes just to keep cutting these heads off and
Messy job.
putting. I don't
Give me a strength check.
All right. Is it just the? Oh,
Just add your strength modifier.
my strength modifier. It's 19, I believe.
Yeah. Just it's like a cleaver comes down.
Just separating it, getting the hearts out.
You guys watch as this horrifying scene plays out before you. It's gross.
You've never ever, clearly by the looks of all of you, you've never dealt with a dragon before.
I wasn't aware the dragons. Never mind. So
Magic.
anything anyone else would want to do?
I want to take a short rest before we get moving again.
Does anyone need any healing? Anyone take damage?
I could take some healing. That's fine by me.
You could probably rest up and be just fine.
Yeah, let's not burn your spells.
Cat. It's a
I'm
catnip.
fine.
Oh, I'll take a catnip. I'll take a catnip.
Spare the dying.
You will not die. You are stable.
I'm gonna go take a short rest for an hour.
Okay.
After everyone's heads are separated from their bodies. And I bury it all because it's gross as shit.
Just grab some sand. And,
Yeah. That's for somebody else to uncover.
what would that be? Performance.
Seems like a
Make your
complete
performance
waste of time.
I'm gonna do some light meditation
Okay.
for a short rest.
8. I have a decent modifier for performance. 8.
I'm just gonna sit down and stare. at the
Sparkles of sand. You can still see like a foot.
Halfway. I'm
There's like a hand. It's all turning red. It's a shallow layer.
Ugh, this is not
Oh.
worth it.
Okay. Y'all are taking short rests?
Well, at least I am. Everybody else can do whatever they want for the next hour.
Did you just say y'all?
I sure did. I said y'all, and I'll say it again, y'all. Okay. Go ahead and roll your hit die to recover, if you are doing said thing.
I have 8 temp HP. That's so.
What do I normally roll for that?
Your hit die
Just-
for a
it's-
fighter, I think, is a D10.
Okay, just one hit die? It tells me 5d10 on my hit
You
die.
have you have 5 that you can expend. You can use as many of that as you want.
Tommy's gonna search
for whatever you
Okay. D10. I'll just use a d10.
Yeah, we don't really short rest very often.
There we go.
It's still the daytime. These guys got you like at the brink of dawn.
Yep.
So, what would you like to do with the sunny, hot, spicy day?
Keep looking.
Keep looking, keep walking, keep going forever and ever. Okay.
Let's go.
I've got a general game question.
Sure.
How do long rests influence spell slots? What is
They
that?
recover them.
You get them all back.
Long rests are
During
bad.
a short
How,
rest.
but do I?
On a short rest, you don't recover spell
Right.
slots. You just recover HP.
Yep.
And
I didn't know that. I haven't been taking any HP if you short rested.
Yeah, I know in the other campaign.
Yeah, now you know. When you
And
when you short rest, you can use any amount of your hit die to recover HP.
do I need to
It
be
was,
in any status to
for-
use different level spells? I'm just not familiar. So like I have first level, second level, and
You
third
gain
level.
higher level slots as you level up.
Yep.
Okay.
And you just have a limited number of them, but you can
Right.
use all the ones
so
you
I've got
know.
4, 3, 2.
Yep.
So I could have been using those.
Yeah, but it really
That's
wasn't needed.
fine.
No, trust me, save them for the big battles.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what.
I just want to make sure I understood the mechanic.
Yeah, yeah,
I thought
yeah.
I did.
And for me, short rests are very important to get back on. So,
Leaving behind this grueling
Short rest
scene.
dependent. Well, same.
yeah.
I'm assuming you guys move like 60 feet away from the scene of your battle and hunker down for just a short hour.
You don't
Yeah.
think we should camp among the dead bodies?
It's really hot out, guys.
There's no bodies. I made sure of that.
cannot-
They're not coming back.
I cannot express to you how hot it is, especially
Yeah.
you, Kindred, with your.
Well,
metal
I
armor.
always, as soon as I can, I take that stuff
I
off
was like,
before
oh
I do
my
the
God,
hour.
it's so
Yeah.
sweaty and
Yeah.
gross. You feel the inside. There's like grease.
No.
It's good nasty.
I'm very used to this, but the protection it offers me.
Super nice.
Oh, but you know,
During a-
it doesn't hurt as much as it should. The heat, it doesn't bother me as much.
That's right.
During our rest, I was rifling through my bag. I am carrying a love letter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it to myself because I want to know what that says.
Have you ever read The Lusty Argonian Maid?
Oh my god! Jesus Christ! It's like from Skyrim. It's basically porno.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I originally made him as a bard, and as a part of his background, that was something that came with him. But for reasons, you open this letter up, and you see a love letter, very eloquently written. You look at the address on it, and shoot, it just came to the wrong house. You must have just grabbed the mail. Oh, that's not for me. Oh man.
Been carrying it all along. My village was destroyed. I thought this was something special.
You know, so weird. All of my friends are dead, but you know, how odd.
Not even positive words from the grave.
Super weird.
Just me
So
and
there's
Torm.
that.
Oh.
Just Torm. Torm is all you need.
Torm and my.
All right. So,
bit of dragon.
you guys want to...
I love that.
Do you guys want to journey during the day?
Yeah, but like half pace, right? Because we do it at night, but we could potentially cover some ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we don't want to get any exhaustion or anything like that.
It's so hot, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Travel during the night.
There's clear water.
If it's gonna be exhaustion, we'll wait till night. There's no reason not to.
If you face more than 8 hours of walking, I'll say in this heat, it's 5 hours. If you do more than 5 hours of walking, you will take a point of exhaustion.
We would do 5 hours on the dot.
I think
we
we
do 4 hours and 49 minutes of walking.
we can do that.
With Lars, Senior Desert Master here,
Yeah.
you guys will have a very good idea of how long and when to rest.
How beautiful is Lars?
Pretty dreamy.
Lars, roll D20.
To find out how beautiful I am?
Yes.
3.
Not very.
Oh.
So much.
Not my type.
Lars, when he
Got it.
casted that magic, his hair just all everywhere. It's just bad.
Wait, what happened?
You saw. I'm not doing it again.
Why not?
I can always create water, and you can just flip the hair back.
Yeah.
Gallons
All
for
right.
that.
Choking.
You guys want
He's
to take
so
a quick
dreamy.
5-minute break, use the potty, do whatever we gotta do before we continue
Yeah.
on our journey?
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
All right, 5-minute break, and then we're back.
Pause the recording.
You didn't want them to listen to our break talk?
Wait, Brian.
Welcome back, everyone. We are gonna jump right back into things tonight. We are exploring the desert
Yes.
in search of the ancient artifacts known as the Staff of Abstract and the Pearl of Esprit.
Can't wait to use them.
Can't wait to use them, man. I sure hope that that's all gonna work out okay. So y'all are walking through the
When
desert.
did you become Southern?
Ever since you became a DM, this is how it works.
Just now, this very second.
It's one word to refer to more than one person.
Efficiency.
Y'all is
Words per minute by DMs. That's how they have like statistics on DMs. How many words per minute? You can get smaller and smaller. It's better. It's better. Good. More information.
What are you even saying?
So you guys are exploring the desert. I'm assuming after you've taken that short excursion in the day, you're going to go back to your routine of traveling at night,
Yep.
keeping things cool,
Yep.
filling up water when you need to,
Yep.
and then since you got long rests in between, you got a nice little thing going.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I'd like to comment, like, to everybody, just give them like a thumbs up for the fighting, just some positive affirmation, but in particular to Mavrakis. I want to go and check out your dragon bone staff you got. What is it?
Oh, this
Necklace?
This is a my village was built around a dragon skeleton,
Oh,
and this is just a symbol of my home.
that's a beautiful home. That is something
It was.
special. It was. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. A dragon didn't take it, did it?
No,
Thank God.
just
It's still not good that you lost.
Those
Just-
elders.
Elders.
oh,
So old.
I just stare up at the sky like the old man yells at clouds. Elders. That's fantastic. I wish I had more dragon bones on me.
Take this one
No, that's nice. You keep
to channel my cleric.
I met a lot of people that channel things through a lot of things, but nothing that is as nice as that. I'll be honest with you.
I just took it inside.
Lars, a survival check
rocket.
with advantage of preferred terrain.
Why are you fusing? You just did the fusion dance.
Man, you guys criticize Zach way harder than you criticize me, DMing. I don't want you to criticize me more.
Well, we're just doing the.
Yeah, that was a 30 on your survival check.
Yeah.
About time.
So,
It was a,
We're just gonna walk into it.
so Lars, this is about a day after you guys have fought. After that cycle of working during the day a little bit,
ration?
another full day. Yeah, make sure you're keeping track of rations. This day, Lars, you feel something slightly different. Your planar senses begin tingling. And you see a dune that is, it looks similar to the rest of them, except that the sand around it, you know how it just blows over top, and just creates a smooth surface. This dune is a little bit pointier than others. and you feel a planar tingle coming from within. What you do? This is all happening internally with your spidey sense.
My
No one
spidey
else.
portal sense.
Your spidey portal sense.
I sense the portals within me.
You know, guys, I think there might be a portal over here.
Oh, really?
What makes you say that?
Masterful.
My
design.
spidey portal sense.
Sounds reliable.
You channel power through spiders?
Yes.
That's metal.
Roll insight.
20.
7. I'm proficient in it though, so
Seems forthright.
that's about right.
He hits you with it.
So you guys go over and investigate this pointy-looking dune. Go ahead and all give me investigation checks, please.
Roll
So
for
good
Yura.
at this.
Yeah. I feel like I'm on Arrakis.
Yura got a
A
natural 20.
whopping 5. I got you.
Investigation.
Investigation.
Oh no, his soda popped.
Yeah, it did. It's okay. Oh, they're right here. They're right here. They were literally on the table.
Oh,
You rolled a 13.
you rolled a 13. Can we repeat those again?
That's ironic. This soda popped.
7.
Sorry.
7,
10?
10,
5.
13.
13.
And was it investigation?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was looking at intimidation. It was a +7. Or a 7. Total.
7 total.
And it's nighttime now, right? Because we're traveling
It
at
is
night.
nighttime.
Okay. Just making sure.
So, as you guys approach this thing, you see the wind has calmed down for the day, but you approach this pointy-looking dune, and Euro walks right up to it. And he looks, and he brushes his hand in the sand, and you guys all see what looks to be sandstone and these elaborate engravings. And he says, I think this might be something. And he keeps brushing it away. And you guys eventually see there is a large slab of sandstone on top of a slanted surface that comes to a triangle. You see that there are 2 indentations in this giant engraved slab that appear to be handles.
Appear to be
Handles.
handles.
Somebody want to check if it's trapped?
Fine craftsmanship.
Can I reach them?
I can lift you.
Yeah, you could.
Let's do that.
Come here. You put your feet here, and I just. I'm 6'2", so I can bring him up 6'2".
Okay,
And then
are you checking
I'm
for traps?
6'2".
Nope, just holding the handle.
Pulling the handle.
Oh wow, that's hilarious.
Give me a strength check.
Oh, there's so much.
Just roll d20 and add your strength modifier.
Not gonna go well.
Ooh.
Oh, 1.
You checking for traps?
I'm so small. I'm so frustrated.
Try one more time. And as you go to pull, your foot slips from
Kindred.
Kindred's hand, and you fall sideways, and he catches you like a bride in a groom's arms.
Good recovery of that sentence, eh?
I just covered my pendant. with my hand.
I don't want the pendant catching on. I don't want it. I'm just happy a dragon died for you to have it. And I put him down. And I go and try and open it, thinking he checked for traps.
Absolutely.
Strength. That is 12.
12. You pull on this, and it's a bit tough at first, but you begin to feel the slab moving slowly, and then once you get past the point of no return, it flops over, makes a in the sand. You see before you a staircase leading downwards. All made of sandstone. The walls are all like carved, and it seems as though these are stones that have been cut. They're not natural. They're man-made.
I'm gonna charge down those stairs.
Oh Lord!
Going in.
Lars is going in. Spidey senses tingling!
Oh man, we don't have better plans than this.
I cast light.
All right, I guess we're going in.
Oh,
All right, you got a shiny spear
beautiful.
now.
All right, all right. I guess.
Gives us about 20 feet of.
All right, everyone pile in then.
You all
I'll be
descend
last.
about 50 feet, and then the staircase opens up to a large room. You guys see with the limited light you have, there are pillars up against the wall. Actually, let me roll that back a second. Because you see in the big pillar in the center of the room, it's like a giant pedestal, and on the flat of it, there are beams of white light that come to a tip and seem to be hitting some kind of thing that refracts the light and causes it to spew throughout the room, filling it with daylight. You guys can all see brilliantly clearly in here. You see against the walls there are columns of carved angels with their arms holding up against the ceiling and their wings outstretched, each connecting with the next up against the wall. And you see in the far end of the room what seems to be a big old, it almost looks like a stage. It's got two small what are those called? Where the fire goes, you know, those
Braziers?
braziers, yes. Whatever it's
How do you say it?
Razor.
Brazier.
I was like,
That's a bra.
Yeah.
Nope.
I never know how to say them. That's why I don't ever say it.
Brazier is a bra. Razor.
Fire
Brazier?
holdy place.
Brazier?
Razor.
Razor.
On fire.
Brazier with
Bra fire is more interesting.
two more of these refraction surfaces that cause light to kind of glow softly from the stage, and you see in the center another statue of a lion's body with wings folded back onto its shoulder blades, and you see it has the face of a woman and has long hair and a headdress of beautiful ivories and ebony plates kind of forming like a crown almost. You see this before you. Hey, heck, don't do away with my desert music. I need my desert music.
I don't know where I am now.
Good call, Lars. Yeah, you found the place just fine. I can't imagine it'd be somewhere else.
Well, now you're a.
Well, I suppose we should take a look around. And he walks forward, his hand kind of running across the side of the wall, feeling his way around, just looking around. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm just watching for any traps or things to come out of nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
I don't trust this shit!
very much so.
I'm gonna admire the craftsmanship.
You're
of
gonna
this
admire the
place,
craftsmanship? Are you like, where are you going? Are you just wandering?
One of the
Meandering?
the ebony and ivory.
You gonna walk up to the thing?
Yeah.
Okay, go right ahead.
Sort of.
I'm going to look
at it,
around.
see if there's anything I can learn from it, maybe.
Okay, go ahead and roll history. Yeah, history.
A whopping 7.
It's pretty.
It is.
It's very pretty.
I'd like to walk up to Kindred.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
just
wasn't crumbling.
got a curiosity. What is a dragon?
Oh. I'm a bit.
Glad you asked.
Wow. Well, there are plenty that don't get to see them. They are these evil creatures that plague our lands. Greed, anger, wrath. They torture our people, and I'd say they are a complete hindrance to the existence of everybody in reality. But they look similar to me, but bigger, but they're not bipedal, standing on 2 legs. They stand on 4s, typically with big wings, sharp teeth, stupid egos, like relentless. You can't imagine how many of them just think they are the center of the universe. And they breathe different types of harmful elements of the world, like fire, lightning, ice. I've had quite a few run-ins in past lifetimes with them, and sometimes they go well, sometimes they don't, but consistently they're shitbags.
You did him a good
Well, I
learn.
guess. Hope
I'd like to
we
explore,
don't
see if
have
there's
to
any description.
deal with
Okay. Where are you?
any
exploring?
dragons.
Oh, I
Just
do.
the,
I hope we
main
kill them.
pillars.
Okay. What languages do you speak?
I speak common, halfling, primordial, and telepathy.
Damn.
That's cool. You do walk over and you do see some etchings, but unfortunately it's in a language that you do not understand. Those
I
of
announced
you-
this.
Okay.
There's some weird stuff going on here.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Yeah.
All right. I'll go see with that because I like his judgment.
I'll follow.
You yelled that.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I looked.
You're the
the-
other one.
The
Oh,
Sphinx
they're very
is
similar.
Yeah.
Look at that one.
the big statue that you were investigating is all the way over here.
Oh, go ahead and push him over there.
I don't know.
So, as you shout, Karg, you're the first to notice. As you're standing in front of the face of this beautiful woman, her eyes open, and a piercing white gaze immediately catches you. You're gonna take a step back, and you see dust begin to fall off of this creature as it begins to stand
Taking
up,
another step
and
back?
its wings stretch out. You see their beautiful feathered white wings, and it stands up and sees all of you, and it says, "Who dares to enter the oyster of the pearl?"
Taking more steps back. Just I'm over here at this point. I'm like, nope.
I would be at the wall as this is happening and slowly turning like, oh, jeez.
Announce yourselves.
It's me, your long lost friend, Karg.
Roll deception.
17?
What's your modifier?
It's a -1. I rolled an 18.
But roll, yeah. Gotta see if they recognize it. I really want to know what's on the wall. I might be able to read it. I want to know.
So,
So charismatic.
this creature looks at you and just cocks her head and says, "Really?
Yeah.
Why are you all here?"
We were looking for some new friends.
Yura steps forward and he says, "We have come to change the fate of the world. We have been sent by the guardians of the world in the hopes that we may find a better future." He proceeds to go on a short monologue exclaiming about how he's on this heroic quest doing this incredible thing.
I'm paying attention.
I'm shaking my head. I'm so concerned. Oh, I've lived through this.
He's making some good points.
I like when DMs roll a die and shake their head.
The creature looks at him and
That was a
says,
good run.
"So then your quest is pure. Come closer to me, all of you."
Can I read what's on that wall before we do that?
What
Can I
languages-
try?
What languages do you speak?
Closer.
Abyssal, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Undercommon. Damn. All right.
You don't know shit.
Looks like gibberish to you.
It's not evil. That's what I'm really checking for.
There's no creepy stuff going on.
Just about come closer. Oh, that is Satan speak. Okay. All right.
Okay, good.
I'll come closer.
I'm gonna be at the farthest edge.
I'll go
Is
up.
everyone coming closer?
Oh,
Ooh, yeah, all the way up. All the way.
You guys can move the rest of yours, but
Happy as far how far I moved.
my man's just taking the lead because this is his quest.
oh no, put him back. Put him back.
I'm pretty happy with where I was.
Yeah, put him back. Yeah. Everyone's drawing closer and closer. I'm flanking the other side, especially seeing. It is what Navrakis.
Maracus.
Mavracus.
Just call me Maracas.
Maracas!
Joe.
You see more dust fall off of this creature as it stands up and then sits back onto its hind legs and looks at all of you and says, "The Pearl of Esprit is not some mere gemstone meant to be tossed and torn around. It must be gathered by someone who is pure of heart and wise in mind. So before you go any further, I must ask, what runs around a city but never moves?"
I have an idea.
Do it.
A wall?
You are correct.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a border. Good one.
Border.
I'm very proud that those who have stumbled into this temple so haphazardly aren't quite such knuckleheads after all. You see a door open up on this side, and she says, "Follow me. I will guide you to the pearl." And she walks through this big old door that opened up and is beckoning you to follow her. You guys gonna go with her?
Sure.
I was just trying to go
game
east.
over. Off meter saying.
I'm
Yeah.
I will again be at the back of the pack, just making sure nothing's following us. No, we're not getting tailed.
Paranoid.
Make a perception check.
Yeah. There's no traps being set.
Can you
Watching the
erase
doors,
this here?
see if they're closing
Just
behind
the
us.
That thing in the middle.
13.
13.
Yeah.
You are satisfied that there is nothing following you.
Feeling confident. My armor's on and everything too, so
You're fine.
I have my comfort.
You're fine.
You watch
Dragged it down the
as
stairs.
King, king.
this large,
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
creature
Yeah.
soars over to the other side of the room and perches on an elevated pedestal that is about 50 feet in the air. Scraw box. Oh, I've got
Immersion. Oh.
these things.
We're gonna need 10 of those.
That's fine.
Yeah, we can just pretend. That's the next upgrade.
You guys see
buying those.
before you an empty room. The sandstone is the same as it was in the last room. There are no pillars in this room. There's no pedestal, but you do see lines of light lining the ceiling in straight lines forming what might resemble a circuit board. And you see pure white light radiating from all of these, lighting the chamber well. Your task is a simple one. All you must do is cross the room.
I've seen shit like this before.
All of you who failed the Constitution save earlier,
Yeah.
please roll another Constitution save for me.
Ooh, 20.
Well, it was kind of between 6 and 16.
Roll again then.
Yeah, if it's cocked, roll it again.
17.
Better.
Yeah.
Roll again!
Okay.
17.
And you're
Yeah.
at 0, right?
So, you guys see an empty room before you. But you hear in this room, you do not see.
Could I check to see if there's like any scrape marks on the wall, like the ceiling drops in this large room at all? That this is like
Sure, you look up. Make a perception check, I guess.
that's nothing.
You can see it's very well lit in here. The walls don't appear to have any scratches.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say pretty clear as day thing.
Alright. You want to take the lead?
Absolutely. Taking the lead is my speciality.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks forward, and he takes about 10 feet. He collides with something that you guys don't see. Right there.
I
What's
looked
the
to
problem?
see if the lines on the ceiling correspond to where he ran into something. If there's a lineup between the lights.
Okay, what would that be? Make a straight intelligence check. So that's
Just in
just
general?
roll a d20 and then add your intelligence modifier.
20.
Well done.
You see that where where he stopped, there is like a straight line that corresponds to where that happened.
It's great. I want to figure that out.
So what's your guys' next move? Yours says, "Oh, there appears to be some kind of barrier here."
Attack it.
Something getting closer to us. I feel like
Well,
we're.
it feels like there is a wall here. As he's pressing it up against, you can see like his hand is getting flat, as if it's pressing up against glass. But you guys don't see anything.
Sure.
I'll sidle up next to him and do the same thing. Like,
You press it, and it's a very strange sensation because it's not hot or cold. Like there's a material there. You just feel as though something is there.
I'm gonna walk up, put my hand on it, and then just start walking to the side until there's no wall.
Okay. Which
To the left.
Where are you gonna go? You're gonna go to the left.
Yep.
Okay. He's this guy. So you make it about to here,
Okay.
and then you feel a wall here.
All right.
Did he feel the wall the whole way across?
Hey, there's an opening over here.
You're right. That's a good one.
That's,
So his
Whatever.
if his right hand was along the thing, you would know.
Yep.
that's what I was trying
Yep.
to understand.
Yep. Yep. We're there.
Okay. So
Okay.
you guys are assuming you're gonna follow him until
I'll try to
there's
get
no
out
more
of the
wall
way.
here. You feel there's a corner, and then it extends about 15 more feet, and then 10 feet, 10 feet again, 10 feet again, 15 feet, 5 more feet, and there's a wall.
Who experienced that? We should go right.
I didn't follow them. I'm just gonna go the other way.
You're gonna go another way.
I'm gonna go the. So
Yeah,
if we stop
I'm the
here,
other
I'm gonna
way.
go that way
Okay.
and see
So
how far
who
I
is
can
with
go.
who right now?
I'm with him. I'll go that way.
Okay, so Maracas.
I'll look on the first
say
way.
he's with Guy over here.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
You two.
Yeah. I'm still watching the door.
Kindred is still over here, being a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will discover that there is a wall over here. It's down here. Goes this way. Over here. Yeah, that's what you discovered. There's a 5-foot gap there.
I'm gonna try and throw one of just the rocks I have. Throw it high to see if the walls go all the way up.
Okay.
Like just before it meets the top of the ceiling, I'm going way high to see if it'll travel over the top of everything.
You throw it as high as you possibly can,
Yeah.
and in fact, it goes so high that it just about touches the ceiling, and bounces off the barrier, goes back down.
Pick that shit back up.
That's important rocks. Very important rocks. So, y'all are over here.
I mean,
Not him.
I can
It's about a
see them
5-foot
just fine.
squeeze.
Sounds like single file.
You guys see these walls. Well, you don't see. What happens is where there was nothing, there suddenly is a large clay golem in the midst of this maze, and he sees you guys. Let's see who he sees first.
Can I see him because it's all, or is he
You can't
covered?
see him.
Yeah, he's hidden by the magic.
Can't see. He sees Lars first. he
Yep.
is going to take a smacko at you. Go ahead and roll initiative. He gets a surprise round. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh my god! Another natural 20. Dude, this is my life.
so many.
I know. I changed my
Not
die.
a natural 20.
Wow. I'm at a 19
Same
again.
initiative as last time.
Okay.
I rolled lower, but I ended up with a non-natural
I got
20.
it for you.
All right, everyone. Please give me 25 to 20.
20.
20. You rolled a natural 20, right?
Yeah, but 19 because I -1.
Okay. So 20, we got a 16. And then we got Kindred, 19 to 14.
Oh, me.
What'd you get?
18.
18. All right. 14 to 10. 10 to 0.
6.
4.
Feels bad.
We're
I
back
was
at it
rubbing my
again.
eyes when he showed up.
Back at it again with the low initiative.
it.
Card. What did you get? 6. And then 4. Mavracus.
Maracas.
So seeing Lars, the golem is going to make a strike, and it's going to bonk with its thing. It's going to make a slam attack against her. That's going to hit. That's a lot of damage.
Oh, rip Lars. Good knowing you.
Go home, honey. You're dead.
Lars. Emily, I'm punching you in the face. Get back here.
All right, I'm recording that and submitting that to the police report.
Lars, if you could just mark on her HP, takes 18 points of damage.
Whoa.
That's not insignificant.
And then
Would I hear the giant hit?
you hear a big boom or big impact, and then it's gonna swing around and take another attack at Mavracus.
No.
Another slam. It's gonna
Come
be
on, it's
a 17 to hit.
okay.
Does that beat your AC?
No.
Then it's a miss. You see this huge thing just appear out of nowhere, and then hits the ground next to you. You narrowly avoided this, and then it's going to take.
With the greatest of ease, he just.
Oh.
Mechanics!
Oh.
It disappears. You guys don't see it anymore. Next up in the order is A16. A16, you are currently with Yura and Lars. Lars just got a big ol' smacko right on his forehead. And then whatever hit him disappeared.
That's weird.
Don't play Ryan.
It's always a piece of Ryan in his characters.
It's hard.
Aw.
But we called the
A lot of
police.
damage.
Good.
And we did call the
Hello,
police.
911? There's a big clay golem in here and it's beating me up!
So I basically hit a dead end.
Like golems are
Yes, you did hit a
codename
dead
for
end, but you
husband.
saw a big old thing
Okay.
smack your friend.
So I'm going to. I'm just gonna hold
if I took damage.
an attack until he comes back. Do I have to tell you what attack or?
yes.
Something happened.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to hold a guiding bolt.
Okay. And your release condition is if you see this thing?
If I see that thing again, I'm going to blast it in the face.
Okay. Then you will do said thing. Next up in the order is Kindred. What you gonna do?
What's going on with all that junk?
He heard it,
Maracas.
and you can hear
Mavacas?
Maracas.
Maracas. He pointed out, he didn't expressly tell us what happened, but he pointed out about the lights. He said that to me, at least in passing, and that's why I So I have some inclination about the lights. So I'm interested to try and ascertain what the connection is with the walls, especially seeing that in front of me, and to see, A, are they changing and moving? Like, did I see them move on the top when the sound happened? And can I follow it with my friends?
Give me an intelligence check with advantage.
Oh,
Because your friend has told you that there is a correlation.
Hey, did you tell him about this thing? What happened to me when I took damage?
No. I would like you to describe that right now.
I was gonna wait until it was my turn.
Okay.
I'm looking. What was it? It was intelligence.
Straight intelligence with advantage. Yeah. Straight intelligence.
19.
19. Yes, you did. As you were looking upwards and throwing your stone, you noticed that as you heard that sound and that big crash, there is an area of the room that is dim, like on the ceiling. There is a big circle where the white lights are out, and you saw that circle move, and then you heard silence. Well, not silence. You still hear footsteps.
Right, but I get we were drawn down here. It's troubling. With that, do I have any inclination of like a passageway that can get me as close as possible here? Is there any clear routes from what I'm seeing up there, or at least for a distance?
We'll say with your intelligence roll, since it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
You can see the dim area, and you can see all of these patterns are very intricate and very, it seems to correspond, but you have to decide how you're going to use that information.
I think I'm gonna move and dash. I can get right next to, for 60 feet, right next to Shield Boy, Shalmir, dead Shalmir.
So, yep. I will let you.
Only because I would be following what they
You're
were.
following the light trail and the sound of where your friends were.
Yeah, and I should be able to see them at some point too, right? When I
Yep.
turn a corner.
When you turn the corner, you
yeah.
see them and you can get to them instantly.
All right.
Okay, that's Kindred's turn. Next up is Lars.
Yeah.
It is your turn.
Alright,
Couldn't see.
so when I took the damage, because I'm a changeling, I have this thing happen, because that's how I want to play a changeling, where I just transform immediately into someone else. Her name is Anna. It's kind of like a split personalities thing where, like, Lars does not know that she exists. She does not know who Lars is. Also, she's mute.
Oh.
So that throws an extra wrench into things.
Awesome.
So Yura and A16, you guys see as Lars, this semi-mediocre looking guy, suddenly transforms into, how tall is Anna?
So Anna is like real tall. She's like 6'8", I think.
6'8".
And like half elf and has like pretty long brown hair. And like she's got this like kind of like crazy look in her eye where it's like like she has seen.
It is unsettling.
Yeah. So that's what Lars turns into. Who Lars turns into.
Okay, so that happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's your action.
Okay.
You
that's
still have
fine.
your movement and bonus
Yeah,
action,
I think
because
it's kind of like
it
involuntary.
is an action to transform.
Yeah. So. Cool. So I have a bonus action and I have movement.
It's so metal, bro.
Yep.
It's so metal.
I turn the corner and I see a tall elf woman.
Fuck are you?
I wouldn't say anything.
I think she's just gonna try to. Let's see. Hold on. I had to go to the bathroom. Who are we fighting?
You are fighting a clay golem who moved.
Where is it?
What you
That's
saw
a good question.
was
Yeah.
was there you were following along the wall and you couldn't see anything through it. You can see the room,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden you saw something push into the space and you saw a clay golem there, and that colon smacked you upside the head.
Colin, no.
Jesus! The Oxford colon! So gross! The golem smacked you upside the head, and then it moved back out of this space, and you don't see it anymore.
Okay. Then I think Anna's gonna pull out her lance and kind of use it, like, to, like, feel along the, like, width of where we're standing to try to, like, feel if there's anything. And she's gonna start moving down the hallway
Okay.
back towards
Go ahead
to
and
try
move
to get
yourself.
to the other party.
Go ahead and move yourself.
Okay. I think I only have 30 feet.
Okay.
So
Next up.
these are 5, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they're finished.
Happy feet.
You guys see the golem reappear. The 4 of you over in that cavern see this clay construct break through, and it's going to take an attack against the 2 people who are there. Who's dead? Shelmy?
I don't know.
I think that's Ryan.
Oh,
That's
No,
there's
Ryan
AC
Charnook.
over there.
I'm on the other side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that's just an extra person.
oh yeah.
Extra.
You don't get extra. Just been dragging a dead body around. Oh shit, that's not real. Oh my god. Jesus, that's crazy. That's been a dead null the whole time.
So it's gonna make an attack against the person who's carrying the torch. It's actually gonna make 2 attacks against them.
That's
so
me. Hey.
2 attacks
Wait.
come your
No,
way.
no.
My light spell would not
No,
have
sorry,
gone out
this is
yet,
me.
so...
No.
Nope.
Sorry, that's my Vracus. I lied.
Maracus.
They look so similar.
Oh,
They do. About to
that
paint him.
was a
Or it could just be the.
He could be Shelmy. Would have been
21 and a natural 20. I'm sorry.
Ooh. So they both
Oof.
both hit.
Okay, so that
So one's a
does-
crit.
It's nice.
Oh boy.
Okay, that's not so bad.
That's our cleric. We gotta get him up.
So one attack does 13 damage,
Ooh.
and the other attack does 11 damage.
Not great.
Oh boy.
You know, you can
One
see
at a
Sel.
time here.
Oh
And I have 4 hit points left.
Oh.
The golem, seeing that it has done some damage to you, is going to.
Good thing you had that light to see yourself get demolished.
Is going to stay in its space where it is.
Oh, nice.
All of you who failed the con save before, please roll another Constitution saving throw.
Did I fail it
That's you
before?
too.
You're referring to the one from much earlier.
Yeah.
7.
6.
You feel the muscles in your stomach contort, and all of a sudden, from out of your mouth, you feel unstoppable laughter.
Ha.
And you keel over onto the ground, and you just keep laughing. You can't help but laugh. What did you get?
I rolled a 6.
I rolled an 8.
This
You,
same
did
thing.
you fail? I don't remember you.
I don't know.
No,
I
you
think
never
we did.
had.
There
No,
was
you're
just a-
fine.
You're okay.
And I saved all
You,
mine.
I
however,
don't even remember making
think this
a
golem
con
looks super funny, and you just can't help but, oh my god, it's so funny, and you collapse onto the ground with fits of laughter. You guys are considered incapacitated,
Yeah. I
and your
guess
speed is
so.
0.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
John doesn't know.
No, I'm just tight.
Yep. Oh no. Do any of us have any health potions or healing or anything? I will shout that in game in character if I need to. But like,
Next up is Karg. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, 16.
The laughter subsides,
That's right, it does.
and you can do what you want.
1. Is that golem still there?
The golem is still there.
Do I have to do any? Do I still have actions?
Yeah.
Wait, why didn't lose an action to do that?
Didn't lose an action.
We need. Piece of shit. And I'll walk up to it and breaking out the staff with 2 hands.
Go ahead and move yourself up there.
Just do a simple blunt the whack overhead. That's a whopping 12 to hit.
12 does not hit, unfortunately.
Try number 2.
Try again.
23.
That hits, roll down.
We're gonna expend 3 charges on that bad boy.
Alrighty.
what's that?
Spellcasting.
That
17.
I'm so excited. What do you want to do? What's gonna happen?
Yeah, I have no idea where this is going.
27 damage.
27
Wow.
points of damage in one.
Well, I expended my 3 force stingings, and I got some good rolls on those.
Great.
Very.
It's
very
1d6
nice.
plus like 3 per charge, so. Or sorry, plus 4. So. Or no, yeah, it's no. Actually, no, I messed up.
Look, yeah, you can only do one, right?
That is a
No,
magical.
no, I didn't mess up.
That is
I
a
lied.
magical weapon, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Fun stuff.
No, it's just an awesome weapon.
The thing reels back and lets out a roar, a low guttural growl. Takes the damage.
Alright. How does it look?
It's still standing. It's
Alright.
it's good.
That's pretty ludicrous.
He's
Okay.
big boy.
I figured. Okay, so noticing that, I'm gonna just use my bonus action to Step of the Wind and take the disengage action and see if I can traverse this maze a bit better. Can I go? Where were we stopped before this thing came in to?
That 5-foot space there.
Okay, so we were stopped here.
You were stopped.
Oh, we were stopped here.
Mhm.
So is there anything here?
Let's see.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Which direction did we come from?
You came.
We came from this
you came
way?
from this way.
Yep.
Okay. Fuck it, I'll try it. Like, it appeared from there. Maybe that's, you know what I mean? So we'll try it. I'm gonna try to walk this way. Let's see if I can squeeze past here. I'll just continue trying to follow along
How
as
much
best I
movement do you
can.
have?
I have 40.
You have 40 feet. So you make it
Table falls out.
to here, and you feel
So
a
that's
wall.
5, 10, 15, 20. Alright. I'll look up.
You see a line corresponding with this wall. Give me a intelligence check.
8.
The big ol' darkness on the ceiling corresponds with where the golem is.
Okay. And where do I see that darkness thing?
You see the darkness directly above where the golem stands.
Easy. Cool. Do I see any light paths on the ceiling here that would lead to the Sphinx? Based on where I am?
You do see a line going straight across. How much movement do you have left?
20.
Okay. 20 feet that way.
Follow me.
All right. Next up is Mavrakis. Clerics with low initiatives.
I'm going to use Cure Wounds.
Yeah, you
Okay.
are.
Yeah.
Well, but doesn't have to make a con save because he's laughing.
Oh,
That's true.
thank
You
Good
are
memory.
currently
Yep.
incapacitated. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
12
Plus 0.
plus 0.
I got you.
Just double check because I don't want to bone you too hard here.
Well, it's okay if you do.
He's good.
Our cleric's about to die.
I don't have anything.
You're good. You feel the laughter subside, and you're left there.
I'm left there.
You are there.
Oh, okay. I'm just like, what does that mean?
The panic slowly
I'm
builds.
shocked.
Oh God!
And Kindred, please don't die.
All right.
He's our only source of water.
So I will cast Cure Wounds, which is 3d8 plus 4.
Okay, so you're upcasting Cure Wounds on yourself.
Yes, it is on me.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. Oh.
That's 5, 16. So I just gained 21 health back,
Very
which
Much needed.
is good. I'm
Very good.
25. And I'm going to follow the lights around the edge of the wall.
where you saw Karg go?
No. I don't
Oh,
want.
so
I
you're
don't
gonna
want to
take
pass
the-
the golem.
You're gonna pass the other direction.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much movement do you have?
I have 25 feet.
25 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
Easy.
Where about there? Feel a wall here.
I bypassed it. Fuck yeah.
Nice. You got anything else you want to do? All right. Top of the order. It's a 16. Back at it again.
This is not coming over here.
The spell that you were
Frustrated earlier.
does fizzle out because it
Get them away.
did not go
They're
off.
staining my clothes.
Oh
Yep.
no! What nerve?
I know.
Um.
Not even that fun.
All right, so I'm just gonna guess he's not coming over here, and I'm going to follow the wall out.
How much movement?
30.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's worth it. We'll get you.
I'll use dash to get farther.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There you go. Oh, I forgot to roll initiative for Yura. That works. All right. Next up is Kindred.
I'm gonna try and dash all the way through my moment, listening to Karg say follow him. I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna use the lights on the walls and the ceiling. And I'm gonna try and get as close as I can to that stage with the Sphinx. I don't think I can take a golem by myself.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try and go past it.
So you're going to take an opportunity attack.
That's fine by me.
All right, go ahead and use your movement.
5, 10.
That's a 26 to
15,
hit.
20 hits.
Okay. That's going to be
I'll take the damage.
18 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's fine.
That's why I disengaged.
No.
It's brutal.
We're not doing that part. So far.
You said 18?
18 points of damage.
Okay. Alright.
Catches you on the back as you swing by it.
That hurts like hell.
Sure does.
So 20, 25, 30. Am I running into any walls? Okay.
Stop right there.
So that would be 25. So 30. I'm still feeling the wall. Is there a wall there? Alright. Then here. So 35, 40. At there, I still have 20 feet of movement left.
Okay.
I'm looking at the lines to see if I can line up the front of the Sphinx yet. Is it still cutting that way?
Let's go all the way across as far as you can see.
Alright, then I'll keep following it till I get an opening.
Okay.
So, 5, 10, 15, 20.
There's a wall. All the way across.
Mm-hmm. My armor's dented from Golem Smash.
Ouchies! Next up is Lars. What you gonna do?
Roll that junk.
Sorry.
Lars isn't here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Anna.
Wrong.
That's
Wrong. Fake
Offensive.
news.
Lars isn't here right now.
Six, seven.
Absolutely what is happening.
I'm just gonna dash. So that would give me 60 feet of
Okay.
movement. Gonna work my way that way.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That's where that gets you.
Thanks, bud.
Next
Make a zigzag.
up.
Making my way downtown.
I wish somebody had dispelled magic or something.
Spell gold.
Dispel gold.
Faces past.
Burnishment.
Going.
The golem disappears.
Okay.
And it is going to do a thing.
Okay.
Okay. That is the golem's turn.
Okay.
Next up is Yura. Yura, seeing all of his friends have gone, is going to take his full movement.
My friends are dead.
60 feet. To there.
Cool.
That's his turn.
Easy.
What's going on? This is a peculiar situation. A16, do you understand what's going on here?
Coffee.
Nope.
Well, I'm so glad that you're here. And he's going to end this turn. Next up is Karg.
That was excellent.
It's also because there's a little lag.
I know.
40 feet
Seemed like
here.
he's thinking about that.
5, 10, 15.
Bonk.
Loving it.
There's
Here.
a wall where? Okay. So it's 15.
But can you go?
That is also a wall there.
Okay.
Alright. I'll go this way. 20.
Keep going, my
25.
friend.
I'm feeling on this wall to see if there's any opening as I'm going along. 30. 35.
Ah, the suspense. Ah!
40. I'm gonna bonus action step of the wind again.
Yeah, do it.
Dash. So that's not a 40.
Thank God. Oh, please, monk man.
So
So,
Ah, fuck.
35. Shit.
and that is a dead end.
Alright, I'll backtrack. 40, and then I'll use my action to dash, so I can do that because I'm awesome.
Okay, where are you going?
Roll back. 10, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, here comes a wall.
40. Looks like that way is dead end.
Good to know. Let's get the hell out of here.
Trying.
Alright, Mavrakis, you're up.
All right.
Fuck shit.
I'll just follow the lights as best I can towards that gap. And I've got 25 feet I can go.
Okay.
Yeah, go that way.
You can dash too, so that'll give you an
I
extra
didn't know.
25. Yep.
20. The wall seems to open up here.
Okay.
Which way do you want to go?
Well, I want to wrap around. I'm
So
observing the
25
lights in
and
the
you're
ceiling.
using
I
your
see.
action to dash 25, 30, 35. 45.
Yep. 50. So he's all the way down here then.
It's all the way down there.
Ease.
Turn the corner. Crack.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah, I gotta wait for a goal.
Yeah, we gotta slip past it.
Fucking golems.
Yeah.
Alright.
It is.
It actually is really cool.
Next up is A16 at the top of the order.
Oh man. I'm just gonna dash as far as I can go to the other side.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do I know I can?
And that
Where's
is
dash?
you anything
That's
else?
something everyone has.
Yep, everyone has good actions.
Nope.
Alright. Next up is Kindred.
Kindred, it's your turn. Kindred. Seeing his dead end and not hearing anything from Maracas, I'm gonna follow Maracas over in the corner there.
Okay. Go ahead and use your movement to move yourself.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Feeling the walls going all the way there. I think I'm going to hold an action. If anything surprises me, I'm going to attack it. If I attack it as a fighter, do I still get my 2 attacks? It's probably just 1 attack, right?
It's just one.
No. If you're holding your action, then you would get 2 attacks against it.
Yeah. Alright, then yeah, I'm going to hold my action with my typical 2 attacks with my glaive right now. Because I'm seeing the lines on the walls and it's not lining up for me well, and now I think I'm worried about a golem attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anna. It is your
My
turn.
turn?
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna sprint down that whole way there.
Fastest
Sprint,
frick, boy!
sprint, just long strides.
I might as well just dash.
That was that.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
So picture A16 running, stopping, and catching his breath, and then Anna running past and then catching her breath, and then I passed her, and it's just a game of leapfrog.
This is so weird. I feel like you can't sprint for more than 6 seconds at a time. Next up.
I'll be right there.
Tell you no.
I fucking knew it.
Bam. Go ahead and take your actions.
With the greatest of ease.
Oh, crit! Oh,
For real?
yeah.
All right.
Natural 20.
All right.
That's right. I mean, good look.
What was the other one?
7 plus 6, 13. So I don't think that's unless it's a golem. It's
a meaty golem.
All right. I'm gonna use one of my dice here though.
Do your thing. Roll the damage.
Hit it with the slap.
I want to do the extra thing though. I'm gonna do a superiority dice to burn that, so I can use. I want to try.
Hit him with the slap.
It's not.
Strike it. They do.
It's probably not gonna work, but I think it's worth trying. Hopefully Zach rolls like shit. I'm gonna do trip attack and try and knock him over on my crit.
That's a strength save, right?
Yep. And then, yeah, so then I'll get my damage plus the superiority dice. What'd you get?
You rolled a 7.
Yes! Fails! So that's 13 points. I'm so excited.
13 points.
Of damage, slashing
Points
damage.
of damage. All right.
And then
Some damage.
I knock him prone. He's not prone. So it just, as he comes out of the wall, just right at the legs.
You notice that as he falls.
Oh, shit!
Oh.
Dude!
Easy.
But it is his turn,
Yeah,
so he's going to expend half of his movement to stand back
that's
up.
fine.
Oops. And this closes back up. Can you close that back up for me?
This one?
The other one.
This one.
Yep. He's going to move towards Kindred, using 5 feet of movement, and he's going to make
I'm in trouble now.
2 slam attacks against you.
Oh, I'm
I'm
dead.
in danger.
I'm dead.
One is an 11,
Doesn't hit.
and the other is a 27.
That does hit.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll some damage on that one.
I'm in super danger.
It wasn't just a 27. It was a Rad Austin 27.
21 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm leaving off Ryan's comment. Alright, I'm looking terrible, just like smashing me to pieces.
Boom! The plate mail dents with every hit. Boom! You can feel blood and iron coming in your mouth. It is not a good feeling.
My brain went to
Raising.
super
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Oh my! Buy me dinner first.
All right.
Sweat and blood turn the ground to mud.
Okay. The golem is going to. He only has 5 feet of movement. Okay.
Oh, you asshole.
Just behind the door then? Like, okay.
Actually, wrong.
5 feet of movement. He's huge. Where's he going? Where's this bitch going?
Wrong.
You're right. And I believe he has a thing. Oh, he's not there yet, but that's okay. He's gonna stay there. He's not a coward.
Let's go.
He has orders to follow. All right. Next up is Yura's turn. 10, 20, 30, 40,
What's going on, guys?
50, 60.
You're doing great.
It's good to be the leader.
Aren't you inspired by my presence? That's his turn.
As there's a cries
Just
of Kindred's getting just.
Next up is Card.
Just a crush tuna can over here.
Can I see the golem?
From where you are, yes.
Fight me, you coward. 30.
Okay.
Really fight me, you coward.
We're gonna be dragging this 2-ton golem carcass through the walls.
Alright, with 2 hands.
Oh, I didn't double the damage of the crit.
Okay, so that was 26 damage.
Yeah,
A very large nat 1.
that's a sad face.
As you go to hit the
How
golem,
large?
you smack it against its leg as hard as you can. You feel the stab vibrating in your arms.
Not that.
It-
Yeah.
It feels like when you hit your funny bone.
Oh.
It feels like that. That feels bad, man.
When
feels
you hit a
bad.
baseball off the end of
Oh,
when you hit
yeah.
a baseball off the end of the bat or really close to the hands,
Yeah.
Yep.
it rings.
Feels horrible. But no matter. My resolve is untested. I will strike again.
Do it.
With a 23.
That hits. Roll damage.
Alright. And I'm gonna expend a key point to do a stunning strike.
Okay. That's a con save, right?
Yes, 14.
Roll a 15.
Fuck. Alright, oh. Fuck. No worries. That's fine.
You feel the key, your spiritual energy flow through you and into the beast, and it flinches for a second, but then its eyes fix back on you. Damn it.
Alright, it just took 14 damage.
14 damage. All right.
Oh, sorry, 12, my bad.
12. Okay.
Apologize.
Okay.
And I'll end it there. That's fine.
We'll end it.
That's enough.
Okay. Next up in the order is Mavracus. It's your boy, the Maracas.
Well, I'm going to move.
Okay.
I'm hearing things. Boom, boom, boom. Oh man, you don't look good.
You turn the corner and you see the golems off. You just see me go. You just see blood just come out.
There was something chunky in there. It might not have just been blood.
Might have been a lung.
It might have.
I have plenty of them.
It was a colon.
I've got another
I reach
one
out
on
and
fire.
touch you,
Oh,
and I say it's gonna be okay. And
oh.
am I gonna cast a spell?
And then he leaves.
And I cast Cure Wounds.
Oh,
So,
beautiful.
would you like that? Do you want me to heal you? Do I have your consent?
Yes.
Oh my god.
You very much do.
Does not have a DNR.
I don't feel like going through
rifle
another
through his
life. Do not resist.
Ooh, 5, 8 plus another 4 is 12, 17.
17. You heal for 17 points of damage.
Good.
Feeling better?
Okay.
Spicy.
I'm looking okay.
We're looking spicy,
Solid
dude.
okay. The armor's still pretty dented.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not-
But the internal
Tough time
organs have stopped
moving.
bleeding.
Your
But
liver's
another,
where it's supposed to be.
yeah. It's like, oh, good, they grew back. Thank God.
Excellent.
Oh,
Divine
Thank you
magic
very
flows
much.
Through you. You feel warm and tingly on the inside. You gonna take any more movement?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you see a golem. Oh, you're moving back. You don't see a golem. See you later, alligator.
You guys let me know if you need more help.
All right. Back to the top of the order. You see. No, it's A16's turn.
Yeah, he's 16.
I'm gonna get as far as I can.
Guess what?
A16.
It's time to run 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet. You can see a golem and your friends.
Hey,
Awesome.
Look,
let's go.
do something.
You are within 20 feet
He,
of
uses,
it.
he doesn't have 16 feet.
I
60
used my
feet normally,
action.
Yeah, he dashed.
Right, you
60
did.
feet, yep.
Yep,
Everybody just got a dash. They got stuck.
yep, yep. Unlucky.
That's the way. Idiot. God.
All right.
Anything else you want to do?
These look like, what do these look like to you, Gold?
Turns into a dragon.
As you show the golem your stones,
I guess I'm not joking.
the golem begins to transform.
Stop.
No.
Is that your turn?
No, I'm going to use who's directly in combat with the golem.
Car.
Currently it's Karg, and I think you are as well, right, Kindred?
Not
Not
quite. I'm
quite.
around the corner.
Okay.
He had to come
Alright.
around to hit me and
Gotcha,
go
gotcha.
out. 10 feet away from him. My glaive can hit him though, because it's a
All right, so
or whatever it's called.
I'm going to cast Shield of Faith.
Ooh!
Hit me with it, boy.
And I'm gonna cast it. I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Card.
Yeah.
Here you go, buddy.
Thanks, man.
You
What's that
gain
do?
+2 to AC.
Oh shit.
You told him to hit you with it. And then you said, what's that do?
Give it to me,
For all
whatever it
you
is.
know, his mind was taken over in some other part of the maze.
Yeah,
Like,
coming to murder you.
You don't know what's on that other side.
Oh my god.
That might not even be A16. These might not be the droids you're looking for.
At this point, I'm just anything. I need anything.
All right, you gain +2 to AC. Next
Nice.
up in the order is Kindred.
I feel invigorated.
I don't think I'm going to be able to push the golem into the final place there.
You can try.
I can, but I'm going to do it with attacks.
Okay.
I'm going to action surge 4 attacks.
4 attacks, roll them all.
Yeah.
Just keep swinging.
That one's 21 and 14.
They both hit.
Okay, so those are good. So then I'll do my. I'll burn superiority dice.
Burn them. Burn them all. Burn them all.
Burn them all.
Just references everywhere.
I'll do a
That's a
trip
lot.
attack on the first one. I'll burn another superiority dice. So give me another save.
It was an 11.
And it fails.
All right.
It's not prone, so everybody has advantage against it now.
So as it
Oh.
falls backwards.
The second attack would have advantage, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Can you knock him backwards?
Oh, but if he gets knocked backwards.
Yep. Easy.
Oh wait. Okay.
You see the doorway open.
Okay.
Easy. Give me my turn, bitch.
So, with the first one, he's knocked prone. Let's do the damage. That's 15 points of slashing damage.
15
How much
points
you
of
wearing?
slashing.
But I still have. Oh. No. I can't do anything with my bonus action. I can't sprint with my bonus action, right?
Nope, that's a cunning action. Rogue.
Oh, I can just move though normally.
Yep, you sure
Oh,
can.
Jesus. So
30 feet of movement.
yeah, I have one more attack possibly, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. I'm there.
You look before you and you see a thin hallway about 10 feet across, and it seems like these white lights are lining the sides of it.
There's a hallway and line the sides of it. All right.
It's just a straight hallway.
I mean, I got 10 more feet. I can go down it.
Okay.
10 more feet. So it'll
You
be...
see more hallway. Kindred, you guys see, disappears into the darkness.
God dang it! Don't you know this is a desert? Then the second attack, by the way,
Where's
that hit
Bruno
earlier
Mars?
was a 13 for the other attack.
That does miss.
No. The hit. I had the. Remember earlier, I had 2 attacks hit.
Oh, right,
I
right,
knocked
right.
him over, and then I had the second one.
13.
So that was 13 for that one damage, and I disappeared magic missile into the darkness. I was really hoping the entire maze would fall. That's what Kindred was thinking.
Well, Kindred was wrong.
Kindred is wrong.
All right, next up is Lars.
He's gonna sprint
Yeah.
again.
Go,
Even
go,
though
go, go.
I'm on a.
You see Lars? Or is it?
10, 20, 30,
Okay.
40, 50, 60, right?
Yeah,
60?
I have 60, so I'll just go there.
There's the dude. He's on the ground in front of you.
If only I could do something.
If only you could poke him with a lance or something.
Who are
Okay.
you?
Oh, yeah. You guys see a tall, half-elven woman with long, dark hair. She's taller than you, and she's
That's
carrying
not normal.
a big old lance, and she's got a twitchy look in her eye.
Jesus.
I remember that lance, but the rest of that's just different.
The rest of that, all up in this area.
What you gonna do? Oh, you use your action to dash.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're terrible.
Do you
You're
have
just
any
rubbing
bonus
it
action
in.
spells?
Nesson.
Bonus action spells,
I
perhaps?
don't think
Cantrip.
I do.
You have a
You
cantrip.
I
You
have
have
0 cantrips.
Oh!
You
I
have
know.
Zephyr Strike.
No, that's not a cantrip. That
a
is a level
bonus.
1
It's a bonus action.
is what it's telling me. Or
Alright.
first level.
You're a cantrip.
Oh,
Next
actually,
up.
sorry. I think I do have something I can do. I don't know. Does Zephyr Strike?
If you cast Zephyr Strike as a bonus action, it would double your movement. So you would gain 30 feet of movement. And your movement would not it would not provoke opportunity attacks.
No, I know.
He's also
but
prone.
Is it like it? I don't have any cantrips,
Nuts for
and so it's a first level spell. But technically, it says
it
I
doesn't
can
matter if
cast
the
it
casting time
as a
says
bonus
bonus action.
action.
You can cast it as a bonus action.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what level it is.
Okay, then I cast that on the dude.
No,
Choose
so-
one creature you can see within 30 feet. Next time you hit it on...
Okay.
It says on this turn, actually. So, actually, it's not really worth casting
You can
it.
cast it and still gain the movement and just not take the attack. I think. Someone might want to check me on that, but I think that's the case.
DM, make a call.
I would say that it's fine. You can cast it for just the movement.
Okay.
Hunter and
then-
Luke aren't here. I don't give a shit.
Sure.
All right, so you do that, and you have 30
Since
more
they're
feet of
here.
movement
Then
as you
I'll
feel
go
the
up
up
by
every
where
wall.
Helios is.
It's mainly on.
So you see the
It's
open
mainly
door, and you take 30
They're
feet
pretty
of
good
movement
about it.
into
But sometimes there's
the hallway. Can we move
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, wow.
There's a strange woman next to you who
Ah!
But she has this lance.
I'm going to make an intelligence check. Not good.
Next up
Not
He
good.
shows her the rocks.
is the golem.
I do! I just take out a little bit of the rocks and give them a look at you, and I see your crazy eyes.
And I just don't say anything because I'm mute.
Put them back.
The golem is going to stand back up.
That's his turn anymore?
Yep. That's why I'm
And you
sad.
see the hall close behind you.
Shit. Guess we're 2 down in this fight.
He's going to move 5 feet over this way.
Don't miss me.
But you got that nice shield of faith.
Yep.
Too bad he hits for 26.
Yeah, right. Good thing I have that temp HP from earlier.
And he's going to attack you twice.
Fight me, you coward.
One is a 15.
Miss.
The other is a 24.
It totally hits. I wish I could say no.
I don't think I needed that rib I threw up
15
anyway.
bludgeoning damage.
That's actually not that
Boom! Make a Constitution saving throw.
14.
You save. You're fine. You feel your stomach begin to knot up again,
What is this?
but you shake it off.
How long does it persist?
Probably days.
Gee, I don't know. Maybe those gnolls that you fought were diseased.
Oh.
I think you're a disease, guys.
No way! You're up. 10, 20, 30 feet. It's a line.
Wah. Wah. It's a disease of the liver.
I caught alcoholism.
Oh. 40, 50, 60. That is his turn. He is now standing next to you, boldly holding his katana, saying, "Fight with me, Karg!"
Where have you been?
That's his turn. Karg, it's your turn. Fight with me.
I will. Alright. I'll move here so I can get flanking.
Flanking, you attack with Advantage!
That's right, I do.
Did anybody ever attack when he was prone? I should have
get
attacked
to.
with advantage.
I
I don't
think you
so.
did. You gained the benefit.
Oh, you
I
you
did,
got
you're
one
right.
with
That was
advantage.
it.
Yeah.
But then, because of the initiative.
Yeah, we're good. Yep, we're good.
All right, with 2 hands, a staff.
Smack! Bonk!
That's a 18 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
Max damage with a fat 14.
Ooh.
Attack number 2 with 2 hands. Ooh, and that's a 22 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
And that's 10 damage. And how is he looking?
When you make contact with your last strike, you feel a chunk of the clay give way and it spatters on the ground.
Ooh.
You can see that the clay on the inside has a deeper redder hue, but he's not bleeding.
I'll
But
spend.
it does reel from the damage.
Look at something here.
What you
Yeah, I just want to look at Patience Frontier. That's all I'll do actually. I think.
Alright, that is your turn.
Yarp.
Mavracus!
Right. I'll move.
Don't I go with Karg?
The diagonal counts as one.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
1, 2, 3. That's 20
You
feet.
go after
Yep.
Maracas.
Or was that last
And
time?
You go
I'm
after
going to use
Maracas.
Vampiric Touch.
Ooh, okay. What'd I do? Do I have to
What-
make a save?
Let me confirm that. I'm pretty sure you don't.
I think it's
Okay,
just
cool.
a spell.
Yeah. I reach out.
Right.
Bad touch.
Yeah. Bad touch. There's it's like light, but there's a shadow in my hand, and I'm touching the golem. And we rolled a 6, a 5.
It just happens.
It's an attack roll. You'll
Yeah.
roll a d20. You'll roll a d20 first to see if you hit with it.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
But you add your
You roll
spellcasting
to beat his
modifier.
AC first, and then
Yeah.
you add that big old number, which I think is like 8 for you, or something. 7.
7?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, 3d6.
That's the damage you roll after it hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you need a d20. Roll a d20.
I thought I had a 20.
They're deceptive.
You fool!
You fool.
The 20 and the
Please be
20.
good.
Oh, you rolled 20.
Alright.
So yeah, you did do that.
27.
I didn't sing.
With great ease.
So go ahead and
I don't trip when I'm glowing with a shadow.
You see the shadows.
So it's no, that's not a 6.
It surprises you how much the shadows wreath your hand and expand to touch this beast.
Yeah, it is.
6. 9.
Ooh,
It steals 14
So
damage.
14
28.
gets doubled to 28 damage, then add your modifier as well.
That would be the 4.
I think it's just.
This is just an
36.
attack. I don't.
If you're looking at Vampiric Touch right there?
Yeah,
3d6. Yep, just
It's
3d6.
just 3d6.
So 28.
It's just 28 damage.
28. I in theory gain 28 health
You
also, but
are back to full.
In theory.
So you watch as you reach out and the shadows wreath around the golem's body, and you see red flow back through the shadows and into your body, and you feel its life force being transferred to you. And as that spell ends, you feel the golem fall backwards,
Egads.
and the wall behind it opens up. Go bling, and the wall begins to flicker. Solid, not solid. Oh!
She's fine.
You killed the Sphinx!
The whole place is gonna fall. I knew it. The golem has been defeated.
Hey.
That was what your choice.
Yeah.
The wall.
John's done it twice. He's killed the bad guy twice, right?
He's just that good.
Yeah.
He's just a
Killed the
pro
necromancer
gamer.
and the golem.
And you healed
either that or you're letting me cheat and do things out of proportion. I have no
You guys see the hallway behind the golem, but then it flickers and you don't see the hallway, and then you see it again.
Cool.
How rapid is the flickering? It's like.
It starts like that, and then it is beginning to get faster.
Oh shit! We gotta move.
You gotta move. Go, go, go. Yura says.
Let's go.
Yura says. Oh, I'm reading a book now. Yeah.
Yura bounces off as he mistimed it. Who's going to try and enter next?
I'll go. I'm quick.
Go ahead.
What am I doing?
Roll d20.
20.
You're good. You like do a sick like parkour move where you like do a corkscrew through.
Oh, word.
It was super dope. Everyone was like, man, I wish I was that cool. Who's next?
I'll go. I'm right there.
Okay.
You and then you go ahead and roll it.
10.
10. You just barely make it through. You can feel some of your hairs get clipped as the wall fades back behind you. But you've made it through.
I hope no one's
hair.
in the wall when it faces back.
Yura's gonna try again. What'd you roll, Ryan?
3.
Oh.
You bounce off
Who
the
put
wall.
the Sphinx back? Because I forgot I bumped it.
What the heck is this?
The flickering gets faster and faster now. Yura passes through and is like, oh, that was a close one. Go ahead and roll one more time. The DC is increased.
Yep.
Down the hallway,
16.
I'm like, oh, thank
Ooh,
God, people I recognize.
Just barely. You make it through into the hallway.
That would have been bad if Ryan got locked out.
And then you guys all see as the room behind you fades and there's just blackness behind you. Except for the 2 strips of white light that lead down this hallway.
If anyone got stuck in there, I would probably be the best one because I could just stay there forever because I don't need to eat
I don't need to eat her. I guess I'm
or
alright.
drink. I would just be there.
We'll come back to get him.
exists.
He's the
Not
new
great,
golem.
but it's not bad.
I would just exist there. I guess this is my job now.
Looks over at the golem.
Look at me.
They're
I'm the golem now.
I'm the golem now.
Alright.
So you guys continue down this hallway filled
Yep.
with light.
Yep.
You walk for a few minutes.
Oh boy.
Oh, fearless leader, lead the way.
Gladly,
Yeah, please, I'm pushing him towards the front. Get up there.
proudly takes the first position.
He did so much to help.
Continues walking. Could you guys work on erasing the board for me? What you see before you as you exit this hallway, you see a light at the end of the tunnel. And you walk into a circular chamber. The floor is flat, but other than that, it appears to be a dome. And you see as you look up what look to be stars, or carvings that represent stars.
He's such an
That
ass.
is a great yes, thank you. You guys see there are
Such a Justin thing to do. He's such an
Is that the dome in the middle?
that's the dome. That's it. You're all in there. Surprise! You're all 5 inches now. It was like the
said there were stars too, so.
like the chamber in Alice in Wonderland where you had to eat the thing in order to get through. You didn't notice. You see stars and you see planets all aligned along the dome, and in the center of the room you see another pedestal. This one is much closer to the ground. And you see an orb about the size of a man's fist,
That's it.
glowing with bright radiant light, causing the room to be obnoxiously bright. You guys are having trouble looking at this thing, and you see the Sphinx in front of you. She says, "You have done well to make it through the chamber, to pass the tests. I can tell that your mission is pure, and that your minds are wise. He who is worthy, please take the pearl." And Yura boldly steps forward. "Why, I will take this beautiful pearl." And as he reaches out, you guys notice that as he gets closer and closer, his glove begins to tear back. And his hand, when it touches, you hear a sizzling noise.
Doesn't look worthy.
He chose poorly.
As soon as she asked that, my eyes kindred was just staring at him, just like you.
Man, I can't wait for the return.
Oh no.
You see, as he grabs this pearl The glove that's on his hand completely disintegrates, turns to dust, and as he turns his hand around and reveals it to you, the bright light is overtaking him. His hand is sizzling. You see bone revealed on his hand, but he's staring intently into this gem, and his focus is not averted this whole time. 5-10 seconds go by, and you see the burning spread up to his arm.
I'm gonna kill him. I think I'm just gonna run through my glaive. This doesn't seem right.
And as few 10 seconds pass, you see him reel back, as if he was taken back into the world after he had just received some kind of vision, and you see the flesh begin to be reconstituted on his arm.
Oh, that's good.
And the flesh that comes back is glowing with bright white light.
That's neat.
And the Sphinx says, "You have been deemed worthy." And he's just he's just looking at this pearl.
All right.
The Pearl of Esprit is in Yoro's possession.
Hey, you okay?
I've never felt anything like this.
Oh,
And as he turns and looks in your eyes, you feel a surge of power flow through all your bodies.
Oh, that's nice.
You guys level up to level 10.
Nice.
Whoa!
Let's go fight a dragon real quick. I'm on board.
Let's go fight a dragon.
You see the Sphinx say, "Go now. Revive this world with the radiant light of the Celestials."
Easy.
Another hallway opens up, and you see a bright light at the end of its tunnel. There's a staircase made out of the same stone that you entered in. And you guys make your way out of the Pearl's Oyster.
Dope.
I have more
Yeah.
if you guys would like to keep going. It is 10:17.
Yeah.
I don't know who has to be in bed.
No. She does.
Emily, what you feeling, babe?
I am tired.
Do you want to say it?
We could always do another one shot.
Yeah.
We could always
Like,
continue the part two another
I can
time.
keep going.
We can
Yeah.
just do part 2.
We can do a part 2.
The search for abstract.
The search for the staff of abstract in the deserts of Glassland?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Cool.
Sandland.
Dope. No, that's great.
As you guys exit, you feel the heat of the desert, and the dry air greets you once more. And as the last of you exit from the temple, you see the entrance behind you. You turn and look. It's no longer there. And all you do is you look around, and you see nothing but sand around you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Yay!
Hey.
Great.
That was
It
cool.
was.
I like
That was
that maze.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like that orb.